From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Yeah, Johnny Dollar.
This is Peter Hanley at Western Maritime and Property Insurance.
Holy, look, do you always start making calls at 4 a.m., Mr. Hanley?
I had to phone clear across the country, Mr. Dollar, to find out that you're right here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's right. The Beverly Hilton out here in Beverly Hills.
Good.
But I've cleared up the case that brought me here, so as soon as I have breakfast, if they serve it at this unearthly hour, I'll pack up my bags and go back to Hartford.
Please don't.
Oh, what's up?
One of our clients is about to present us with a claim that I think you ought to investigate. As long as you're right here.
Yeah, what sort of a claim?
For the loss of his yacht,
How much of a claim?
between $150,000 and $250,000.
Wowee.
You know where Malibu Beach is?
Yeah, sure, up the coast a few miles. Used to be a famous movie colony, that sort of thing.
That's the place. Well, if you can find some means of transportation, I'll meet you at the Malibu Pier.
On expense account, Mr. Hanley, I can find anything.
Well, now, look here.
And on a claim that could run to $250,000, I'm sure you won't be chintzy.
Mr. Dollar.
I'll see you at the Malibu Pier.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Western Maritime and Property Insurance Company, Los Angeles, California. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Malibu mystery matter. Expense account item 1, $2.25 for a fancy breakfast in my room at the Beverly Hilton. Item 2, $50 deposit on the best-looking rental car I could find. I drove out Santa Monica Boulevard to the Coast Highway, then north along the edge of the Blue Pacific, some 12 or 13 miles to Malibu, where a long fishing pier stuck out into the ocean. Cars were parked for half a mile on either side of the pier entrance, and it looked as though half the population of L.A. was crowded out on the pier itself. Thanks to an ambulance that pulled away from the curb and headed south toward town, I found a parking space.
Mr. Dollar? Here.
Oh, hi, Mr. Hanley.
Come along out on the pier.
All right. What's all the mob so early in the morning?
Apparently, word of an accident like this gets around quickly.
What kind of an accident?
Don't you see the Coast Guard vessels out there circling around?
Yeah. Did this boat you were talking about sink out there?
The Tatus, Mr. Dollar, a $150,000 diesel yacht.
What happened to her?
Apparently, it just blew up.
Survivors?
Mr. and Mrs. Randolph Merrill and the steward and deckhand managed to get into the launch they used for a tender. They were picked up by the Coast Guard. The skipper went down with the yacht. At least no trace of his body has been found as yet. Captain Rawlins.
Well, you people just have to get back off the pier. Oh, Mr. Hanley.
Now, this is Johnny Dollar, special investigator for my insurance company. Captain Rawlins of the Coast Guard.
Mr. Dollar?
Hi, Captain.
Have you found anything out there, Captain?
Not a sign of the Tatus, Mr. Hanley. Yeah, it's mighty deep water. And I'm afraid that, like Mr. Merrill and his wife told us, she just blew herself to smithereens.
Yeah. Even from here, I can see some wreckage floating in.
Well, they're all working around the oil slick out there, so the grapples ought to be able to find something down below. Some traces of a hull or machinery or something.
When did it happen?
Oh, 2.5 hours ago. One of our craft got up here from Santa Monica Harbor not more than 40 minutes after she went down.
How'd you find out about it?
Phone call from somebody living along the beach. The Tatus stood out there blowing a whistle and foghorn, woke him up. By the time he got out of bed, well, he said it looked like a regular fireworks display.
About a half mile offshore, huh?
You see where they put a marker buoy?
Yeah. Wouldn't the wind and current move that slick and whatever wreckage there is?
No wind. That's why there's still some fog out there. And they're allowing for drift. Don't worry, if there's anything left of the Tatus, those boys will find it. Now, excuse me, will you please? I gotta keep a check on operations.
Yeah, sure, Captain. See you later. Hanley, you say Mr. and Mrs. Merrill are okay, huh?
Yes. If the Coast Guard in Santa Monica are through with them, they're probably back at their home in Westwood.
I think I'd like to talk to them.
By all means.
Though I don't exactly see any particular reason for investigation.
It's company policy, Mr. Dollar, on any claim over $100,000.
Yeah, but the claim can't have been made yet.
Don't worry, it will be.
Wait a minute. $150,000 yacht. But you said the claim could go as high as $250,000.
Yes, that's because of Mrs. Merrill's jewelry, which she always took with her.
Oh, was that lost too?
I don't know. I haven't yet talked to her.
Then let's do it.
Well, if it hadn't been for a friend of mine living up on the hill behind the beach who was also wakened and saw the explosion, I wouldn't have known about it even this soon.
Yeah. Well, come on, let's talk to the Merrills. Pete Hanley had his own car, so I tailed him to the Merrill home in Westwood. It was in a nice, but certainly not a fancy section. I'd have thought a man with a $150,000 yacht would live in the snooty Bel Air property, the Brentwood Hills, Pacific Palisades. One of the sections that displayed a little more wealth. However, Mr. Merrill pretty well explained it.
And quite frankly, when I had to take such a loss in selling out my plastics business, I decided we'd better retrench a bit.
And really, Mr. Dollar, I don't miss that lovely big place we had in Bel Air one bit. After all, there's just the two of us, and we don't do a lot of entertaining. More coffee?
No, thanks.
As a matter of fact, Dollar, I was thinking of selling the taters for, well, to be frank about it, for purely economic reasons.
Oh? Wouldn't it have been pretty hard to get your price for a boat like that?
Possibly. Quite frankly, the maintenance on it alone became quite a burden after I lost my business. But no matter. Now the insurance will pay for her.
Mr. and Mrs. Merrill, there is one thing that I must find out.
Yes, Mr. Hanley.
Mrs. Merrill's jewelry.
No, thank heavens. No, that's safe.
Oh, careful, dear, of the glass top on that table.
Oh, sorry.
No, you see, Mr. Hanley, the jewels were the first thing I thought of when the engine on the Tatus started making funny sounds and woke me up.
Well, I am glad of that.
Here they are, all safe and sound in the little casket I keep them in. Oh, look at them, Mr. Dollar. Aren't they beautiful?
Yes, very. But now suppose you tell me just what happened out there on the yacht. They said they'd been cruising peacefully up the coast, all hands on board asleep except for the skipper at the wheel. Then the engine started making strange sounds, shaking the whole yacht. The Merrills and the crew jumped out of their beds and rushed on deck. By then, the captain had discovered something wrong with the fuel system, so he ordered them off from the tender while he tried to operate the extinguisher system. Then, barely minutes after they'd cleared her side, came a series of explosions. And that was the last they saw of the Tatus and her captain. As for the Merrills, they were humbly glad they'd been lucky enough to escape. Lucky? Suddenly, sitting there, idly toying with the jewels, I discovered something that... Yeah, believe me, this case did need investigation. Needed it bad.
Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
And now for another episode in the life of Sergeant Donald Bellwether, my husband. Hi, honey. Did you fix the windshield wipers?
I sure did, Reba. How's that?
Oh, you fixed them. Good for you, Donald.
Thank you, my dear. Well, that's that. Now, if it rains, we're prepared for it, huh? I feel better now.
Oh, me too. A driver has to see the danger if he expects to avoid it.
That's right. And also keep the back and side windows clear in rain and snowy weather.
That's right. Oh, how about the horn?
The horn?
The horn doesn't work, Sergeant. Aren't you going to fix it?
No, I don't think so. Frankly, Reba, I hate horns. Whenever there's a traffic jam, the first thing some guys do is blow their horn.
Which does absolutely no good.
Of course not. All it does is jar everyone's nerves. No, I don't think I'll fix the
Oh,
horn.
but now wait a minute, Don. Look, supposing we're driving along and suddenly we see a youngster on his bicycle headed right out into the street. Sounding that horn will warn him and possibly avoid a tragic accident.
Yes, that's true, but...
Or supposing we're driving on the highway and just as we're about to pass a car, that car decides to pull out into our lane and pass the car ahead of him. He obviously doesn't see us, and he won't hear us shout. But one little beep on that horn, and he'll automatically scoot back and avoid a collision.
Reba, you've convinced me. Even though it can be a nuisance, the automobile horn is a necessity.
Then you'll repair it?
Immediately.
Oh, that's my Donald. That's my doll.
And now, Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Malibu Mystery Matter.
Remember when you were a kid and first found out about how mercury would plate a piece of gold, make it look like silver? How you went around putting it on everything made of gold that you could find? And remember when you first learned that a diamond could put a scratch on glass? How you went around with your mother's engagement ring, cutting grooves in window panes, glass tabletops, and so on? Okay. Sitting there, listening to the Merrills tell about the explosion on their yacht, I toyed with some of the beautiful jewelry Mrs. Merrill had been able to save. Jewelry insured for $100,000. Absent-mindedly, I dragged the diamond in one of her rings across the glass top of the coffee table a couple of times. Then again with pressure. And it did not cut into the glass. I tried a couple of the other so-called diamonds among her jewels. Same result. No result. Those highly insured jewels were paste.
Well, Mr. Dollar, it looks like we have the whole story now.
Yeah, it sure looks that way.
And, Mr. Merrill, whenever you're ready, you just file your claim and we'll take care of it.
All right, Mr. Hanley. And quite frankly, well, why kid about it? Now that I've lost my business, I can well use the money.
Oh? Then I'm kind of surprised you haven't sold some of these jewels.
Dollar, there is a thing called sentiment that even money can't buy.
Why, of course, Mr. Dollar. Before I part with these jewels...
Yes, I'm sure. Shall we go, Hanley?
But if you're perfectly satisfied with the Merrill's account of the wreck, why go back to Malibu?
Did I say I was perfectly satisfied, Hanley? Look, wouldn't you feel a lot better if that wreck could be located, maybe brought up for examination?
Well, yes, but you're certainly lucky Mrs. Merrill saved that fortune in jewelry.
What jewelry?
What are you talking about? You saw it yourself.
Did I?
And it's covered for $100,000.
That jewelry that she showed me?
Of course. What are you getting at, Dollar?
Look, I take it Merrill's business came a cropper, huh?
Why, yes, he simply bit off more than he could chew. You know, overestimated his market, overexpanded. Matter of fact, I've been thankful these past couple of years that I didn't fall for his pitch and invest in it. Merrill's quite a promoter, you know.
You mean a crook?
Well, I didn't say that, no, but his Bel Air estate, where they used to live, his yacht, her jewelry, that sort of thing. They were all to impress the people he got to finance his ventures.
A real fast guy was somebody else's buck, huh?
Yeah, I guess you could say that about him.
So that's why you wanted me to investigate this so-called accident to his yacht.
No, not at all, as I told you. What do you mean by so-called?
Hanley, you say a friend of yours actually saw the explosion.
That's how I learned of it almost as soon as the Coast Guard. But no,
And if you know the address, that's where we're going.
I told you, he lives up on a hill overlooking Malibu Beach.
Only
Now, look-
first we're going to stop at the Santa Monica Coast Guard station and pick up a chart or two.
Why?
Also, if you know a good surveyor, we'll take him along with us.
Dollar?
Yeah, Hanley? I've got an idea that may save your company a lot of money. At the Coast Guard station, we picked up a navigation chart and a topographical map of the Malibu area. Then we picked up a surveyor named Barkley, who dragged along one of those tripod surveying instruments. Then on to the house of Hanley's friend up in the Malibu Hills. And from him, we got some information that began to bear out some of my suspicions.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. When I heard the yacht's whistle and the foghorn, I hopped out of bed and I stood right here in this doorway to the porch.
Leaning against it the way you are right now, Mr. Duncan?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, of course, it was so dark, it was so foggy out there over the ocean. I was about to go back to bed, and then, boom, the boat exploded.
Where?
Oh, I can tell you exactly where. From here, that is.
What do you mean?
Well, the flash it made. It was, right square between those two trees.
All right, Mr. Barkley. Set up your transit and get a line on that.
Yep.
Then plot the line on this map.
Right.
Dollar, look.
You look, Hanley. See that marker buoy where the Coast Guard boats are looking for the wreck? Well, the line Mr. Dobkin has given us is nowhere near that.
Well, yeah.
Mr. Dobkin, do you suppose any of your neighbors heard the noise and got up for a look?
I certainly would think so.
Then we really have something to work on.
But, Dollar, I still don't understand.
You will, Mr. Hanley. You will. Plenty.
Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Times have changed, and so has the man. How often do we hear the phrase, those were the good old days? But were they? Let's look at the record. During the War of 1812, the man who discharged a missile of destruction had a pretty simple job. A lighted taper, a fuse, some gunpowder, a metal ball, then an explosion. And the metal ball was propelled toward its target, located a few hundred yards away. Now, go back in time to the year 1327. Again, the operation was simple. The taper, the gunpowder, but this time, an enlarged arrow fitted into a block of metal. A man in mail, a smoky explosion, and the arrow flies a few hundred feet. Now, come up to the present. Seated before a complicated control panel is another man, ready to discharge a missile. He, however, is a far cry from that artilleryman of 1812 or the cannoneer of 1327. This man is a skilled, tutored technician. He knows his job. He pushes a button, and a sleek, slim, pointed missile blasts its way into the heavens. Its trajectory has been predetermined by other men with modern-day technological know-how. The missile lands, not a few hundred feet or yards from its launching site, but 3,000, 4,000, or 5,000 miles away. Quite a difference, isn't it? Yes, times have changed, and so has the man.
And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Malibu Mystery Matter.
Pete Hanley, the insurance man, and Barkley, the surveyor, and I continued our interviews of people living along Malibu Beach who'd seen the yacht explode.
Yes, sir. I just rose right up in bed, and I could see straight out my front window.
And you saw the actual explosion, Mrs. Gray?
I certainly did. Right out through there.
Good, thank you. Okay, Mr. Barkley, get a bead on it with your surveying instrument, then plot it on the map.
Right you are, Mr. Dollar.
That's right, sir. I see the flash right the other side of that big oleander bush out there in the yard.
And you were standing right here, Mr. Phillips?
Exactly here, yes, sir. Why, it was like it lit up the whole sky.
Okay, Mr. Barkley.
Right? Why, even through the fog I could see it just plain as day.
I'll say I did. Gee. You see, we was having a little party, and I was just going in the kitchen to make us some scrambled eggs.
Yes, well, now, just where?
You know how it is, after being up all night and having some drink.
Well, where were you
When
standing?
the whistle started and the fog went, we came out here.
Right where you're
And
standing
all
now?
of a sudden, Bluey. Gee, me and my friends, we thought it was the 4th of July all
Okay,
over
Mr.
again.
Barkley,
And gee,
you
what a
take over.
noise.
Yes, sir.
So according to our survey, Captain Rollins, your boats have been looking in the wrong area for that wreck.
Yeah, Mr. Dollar, according to this chart the surveyor made, the Tatus went down right on top of Calico Rocks. That's a formation only about 30 feet below the surface. That means that our divers will have no trouble at all finding the wreck.
Then go to it, Captain. We'll be at the Beverly Hilton. Let me know what you find.
Will do, Mr. Dollar.
Item 3, $5.25 for some lunch. Then we went up to my room and waited. Finally, a couple of hours later, came the call from Captain Rollins. No, Mr. Dollar, our divers didn't find a sign of her, not a sign of the Tatus or any part of her, but... Yes, Captain?
We did find a lot of, well, they looked like heavy cans that had burst open.
Like maybe they'd contained some kind of explosive?
Exactly like that, and some heavy logs and tie chain wedged into the rocks, like an explosion had driven them in.
A raft? Maybe loaded with dynamite or something to make the explosion everybody saw?
Exactly. But what I don't understand is the oil slick we found, the wreckage floating around.
Captain, I think that oil slick and the flotsam were planted out there.
Well, then listen.
Look, check every port on the Mexican coast, large or small, for the Tatus. I'll talk to you later. Come on, Hanley. We're going out to see the Merrills. On the way out to Westwood, I wondered. I was satisfied. I was sure. I knew just how Merrill had pulled his little fraud. Little? What's little about a few $100,000? But I needed more than that for the sake of the insurance company who'd have to prosecute. So when we got there, I decided to try a bluff.
Come in, Mr. Dollar. Mr. Hanley. I didn't expect to see you back here so soon.
Yes, won't you gentlemen sit down?
Merrill, I think you ought to know the Coast Guard finally found something out there off Malibu.
Oh?
Yeah. The remains of your skipper on the Tatus.
What?
That's impossible.
Nancy.
Also, evidence that he'd been murdered.
Murdered?
Probably by you, Merrill.
No, he's still alive.
What?
Wait, Nancy.
Can you prove it?
Yes.
Or would you rather have your husband charged with his murder?
No. He's in Mexico with the yacht.
Nancy, be quiet.
That's what I figured. At some remote little port on the coast of Mexico, he and the Tatus.
Dollar.
Where the yacht can be completely gone over, disguised. Meanwhile, of course, you thought you'd collect the insurance on her because of the completely phony wreck you almost got away with, thanks to the fog and the darkness.
Nancy, you fool. I could... All right. How did you find out, Mr. Dollar?
Your wife's phony jewels tipped me off that you're not exactly paragons of virtue.
Phony, Mr. Dollar?
Paste, Hanley, and nothing else. And I'll lay odds they'll sell the originals, that they plan to carefully lose the fakes.
Why didn't they claim to lose them in the wreck?
Oh, that would have been overplaying their hand. Apparently, having saved those jewels made the wreck look all the more legitimate. But the really clever stunt was dumping oil on the water and some odd bits of wreckage away from the spot where they blew up the raft. Yeah, it almost kept the Coast Guard from finding the cans of explosives they'd used for the little fireworks display. But, Merrill, the only thing around here that's been sunk is you.
Dollar, I'll fight you and this insurance company with every legal trick in the book.
You know something, Mr. Merrill? I don't think you'll get to first base. Yeah? When a crook tries to pull a fast one on an honest insurance company, well, you'll see what I mean when the courts get through with Merrill and his wife. Expense account total, including mileage on the rental car and a couple of extra days at the Beverly Hilton, $101.50. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Paula Winslow, Eleanor Audley, Gene Tatum, Ben Wright, Harry Bartell, Will Wright, Lawrence Dobkin, and Barney Phillips. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Roy Rowan speaking.
Johnny Dollar has been a presentation of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
From Hollywood, it's time now for Johnny Dollar.
Paul Hempel, Johnny, Continental Insurance and Trust.
Well, it's about time, Paul. I began to think you got yourself another boy.
Matter of fact, the company has taken on a couple of staff investigators.
Why, the dirty so-and-so.
But I managed to convince the brass that you should handle this one.
Which one?
Protection for one of our clients, Johnny. His name is John R. Welton. Flight is being threatened.
Oh, I get it. When there's a chance of somebody getting hurt, you don't want your own men to take any chances.
Okay, I'll tell Randy Singer it's no go.
Sergeant Randy Singer?
Oh, he's a lieutenant now.
18th Precinct homicide down in New York?
That's right. Now, Singer has told us that if we send you down there, you
Another thing. What's that?
There'll be a nice fee in addition to your expense account if you manage to keep this man Wilson alive.
Oh? How much?
$2,000.
$3,000.
2,000, John. Well?
Well, it's been a long time since I've seen Randy Singer. Maybe I ought to run down there and say hello.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Continental Insurance and Trust Company, Home Office, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Wayward Killer matter. Expense account item 1627, fare to New York and taxi from Grand Central Station to 18th Precinct Headquarters in East 40. My old pal, Sergeant Randy Singer, Lieutenant Randy Singer, pulled a long face.
Now I know my luck has run out.
Hiya, Randy. Well, what are you beefing about this time?
You might as well sit down, I guess.
Okay, sure.
Why don't these insurance companies of yours leave us alone? Let us handle things our own way.
What do you mean?
The minute one of their clients gets into a jam, they send somebody like you down to pester us. Johnny, there isn't a thing you can do about this man Welton.
The company said something about his life being in danger.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Well, is it true?
I doubt it.
Why should his life be in danger?
I don't think it should.
Okay. Why does he think his life's in danger?
Because he was a witness to a shooting, a murder.
Oh? Where? When?
You remember reading about the bookie who was killed last week over in an alley off of First Avenue?
Me? Know anything about bookies?
All right, now, did you read about it or didn't?
Yeah, I read about it. Don't tell me a whole week has gone by and you haven't found the killer.
We haven't found him.
Even with a witness to the crime, this John Welton? Oh, Randy, you're slipping.
Except for the description Mr. Welton gave us, we haven't a single solitary thing to go on. No fingerprints, no clues of any kind.
The weapon?
38 special, make unknown. The same one apparently that was used to slug Mr. Welton.
Just what happened, Randy?
Well, it was Tuesday night, Steve. Last week, that is.
Yeah?
Late, about 2 a.m. Welton was taking his dog for a walk before going to bed.
And
he passed this particular alley, saw these two men struggling. Heard a shot. So did his dog. Pooch let out a yelp, galloped around in circles, tied up his legs in the leash, and down he went.
the dog or Welton?
Welton, and don't be funny.
Okay, go on.
Then the killer came running out of the alley and stumbled over Welton. Welton got a good look at him in the streetlight. The dog pulled the hunk out of the killer's pants. The killer smashed Welton on the head and took off. The dog kept yowling until a patrolman came around, found him there, and found the bookie in the alley, dead.
And?
All I want to know is what you think you can do about it.
No clues, huh?
Except Welton's description.
You give him a look at the mug book?
Yeah, he came up with nothing.
You find a gun?
No, ballistic said it was a 38 that did the job.
Tried looking in the storm drains around there.
Not yet.
Look, why does Welton feel he's in danger?
Because some fool reporter wrote it up in Sunday's paper that Welton not only saw the killer, you see, he'd been trying to keep that quiet, but that he could positively identify him. And when Welton tied that up with the fact that the victim was a bookie...
Yeah, I see. That means the possibility of a connection with a syndicate. Or if he didn't play ball with the syndicate, they decided to knock him off.
Well, now, Johnny, we don't like to admit that there might be a syndicate in operation anymore.
Sure. The town's absolutely clean.
Well, now, I
sure.
say...
All your handsome lads in uniform have to do is march in the St. Patrick's Day parade, be on hand to welcome important foreign dignitaries, or snitch apples off the fruit stands over on 10th Avenue.
Johnny...
The fact remains that I think Welton's right. Bookmaking is a racket. Rackets mean racketeers. And as a mobster who killed that bookie was smart enough to leave you no clues, he's smart enough to shut the mouth of anybody who might be able to identify him permanently. Have you got a guard on Welton?
Well, he's after one, and I've arranged for...
Where does he live?
Over on East 53rd. Tim Conroy, the man I'm going to send over there, just reported in.
Then tell Conroy I'm going over there with him.
But, Johnny, what for? What can you possibly do that we haven't done?
Well, look, Randy, I'm getting such a nice big fat fee on this, I have to at least look like I'm earning it.
Sure.
Oh,
Conroy, come in.
Who knows, Randy? Maybe I'll even solve a murder.
Conroy, get this wise guy out of here, will you?
Mr. Dollar, nice to see you again. Hi, Conroy.
Yeah, your dear old pal Johnny Dollar. Now take him with you. Take him anywhere, but get him out of here.
Yes, sir. You'll be sorry you're being nasty to me, Randy.
Johnny, so help me.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious Randy hadn't gotten anywhere on the case. And believe it or not, that he was glad I'd come along. But my job was solely to protect Mr. Welton. So in Conroy's prowl car, we drove over to the little apartment building on East 53rd. Drove over to find a crowd milling about in front of the place. A crowd that included a couple of New York climbers.
Come on, Johnny. Something's happened to you.
Yeah, and I started to think what it might be.
Wilson, McCarthy. What's happening around here?
You're a little late, Conroy.
What's up?
Well, don't you see him laying there?
What? Good Lord. Who is he, officer?
Man named Welton. John R. Welton.
Act two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Here is a message from the National Heart Institute of the Public Health Service.
It looks like an electronic control board panel banked with meters and switches. It is knee-high and 6 feet in length, surmounted by what appears to be a cylindrical coil. Its price is comparable to the cost of a new 3-bedroom home. But in human lives saved and repaired, its value is limitless. This is the heart-lung machine. Its development has opened new latitudes in heart surgery. In closed heart surgery, with a finger or an instrument inside the beating heart, the surgeon must go by feel alone. This closed method has been in use for many years, and for some conditions it is still the method of choice. However, a great many heart conditions cannot be corrected by closed heart surgery. Only with the development of the heart-lung machine has correction of many of these conditions become possible. Today, the surgeon can open up the heart, empty it entirely of blood, and under direct vision make unhurried repairs of valves or other defects inside the heart. Exactly what does the heart-lung machine do? Its purpose is to function temporarily as a heart pump and to oxygenate the blood and rid it of gaseous waste. In surgery, after the heart has been exposed, plastic tubes from the heart-lung machine are inserted into the 2 great veins that normally carry blood to the heart from the upper and lower parts of the body. Once the hookup is complete, blood destined for the lungs is then cycled into the machine where it is refreshed and returned to the system through another tube inserted into the femoral artery in the groin.
Know Your Heart was written and produced by the National Heart Institute, one of the National Institutes of Health of the Public Health Service, United States Department of Health, Education, and Welfare, Washington, D.C.
And now, Act two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Wayward Killer Matter.
It looks as though I got there too late. The man for whom I was supposed to act as bodyguard lay sprawled awkwardly on the sidewalk in front of his apartment.
Yeah, that's Mr. Wilson, all right. Johnny, looks like you and your insurance company just lost a client.
Hey, get this crowd back. He's still breathing. Come on, get him back.
All right. Get him there now. Get back, all of you. Get back in the car.
Has anybody sent for a doctor?
We got one on the way, Mr. Dollar.
How did it happen, McCarthy? Do you know?
Well, some kids were playing out here on the sidewalk, a couple of mothers with them. They heard a lot of noise up in Mr. Welton's apartment, up there on the second floor.
What kind of...
You see up there where the windows broke out of the frame?
Yeah, I see. What kind of noise?
Like a big fight, they said. And Mr. Welton yelling for help. He was yelling bloody murder, they said.
They hear anybody else? Anything else?
No, sir, not even the dog.
You sure?
Then all of a sudden he comes smashing out through the window and lands here on the sidewalk.
Have your men been inside there?
Yes, sir. Wilson went in. Come on, get back. Stay back of that line, will you?
He said Mr. Welton's place is an unholy mess, like a big fight.
Any sign of the assailant?
No, sir, but the door of his apartment was flung open. So was a back door leading to a court in the alley. Yes, sir. That's what Wilson told me. That's a fire door that can be opened only from the inside.
So it looks like whoever did this to Welton made his getaway through the alley.
No doubt about it.
Well, all I have to say is I hope this man lives.
We'll soon find out, sir. Here comes Doc Strader.
Doc Schrader made a quick inspection, then had us take Welton up to his apartment on the second floor. Fortunately, he wasn't hurt badly. No bones were broken.
All right, boy. All right. Your match is going to be okay. Just lay yourself down in your pillow.
Well, quite frankly, Mr. Dollar, I think that it's shock more than anything else. After all, thrown out of a window, even if he did suffer only a few bruises and contusions.
Yeah, Doctor, I see what you mean. Down, boy. Down. How long before I'll be able to talk to him?
Well, the sedation I've given him should keep him asleep until, say, mid-afternoon. After that, you and your chief can question all you want.
Mike?
Chief, aren't you working under Lieutenant Singer?
Yeah. Maybe I am. Randy Singer himself came over and took charge. While John Welton slept, he and his men closed off the alley and went over it with a fine-tooth comb. Meanwhile, since Welton had all the police protection he could possibly need, and then some, I went out and grabbed a bite of lunch. That's item 2, $1.75. Then I took a cab, item 3, $1 even, to the alley off First Avenue where Welton had witnessed the murder the week before. Just why, I don't know. But I'm sure glad I did. Yeah. Because of a crew working on the streetlights who came up with some rather interesting information. I'll tell you what I mean later. In any event, it led to item 4, a dime for a phone call. You know, a fellow in my business has to have some rather strange contacts. My call was to one of them, to a man Lieutenant Randy Singer would have known by name, at least, would probably have liked to get his hands on, or, more to the point, would like to have had some concrete evidence against for a number of things. My contact's name was Smokey Joe Sullivan. Ex-counterfeiter, ex-bootlegger, burglary suspect, numbers racket. A man who's been picked up on more petty charges than you can possibly think of. Yeah, in a city with an underworld the size of New York, a man like Smokey's good to know. On occasion.
Yeah.
Smokey?
Yeah.
This is Johnny Dollar.
Yeah.
How would you like to pick up a fast $100? That's right.
How I know?
I'll be standing in the lobby of the Hotel Lexington. Come on over and see for yourself. Well?
Maybe I will, maybe I won't. There's any coppers around me.
Oh, come on, Smokey. You know me better than that.
Yeah?
I'll see you in the lobby of the Lexington.
Maybe.
Item 5, $1.10 for a taxi over to the Lexington, where I waited. An hour, 2 hours. No sign of Smokey. Then suddenly I realized why. There must have been somebody important there in the hotel, for outside at the curb was a police car with a man in a uniform at the wheel. No wonder Smokey hadn't showed. I sauntered out to 3rd Avenue, started around the block. And sure enough, at the first newsstand, a figure that had been hiding behind a newspaper fell in step with me.
What took you so long to spot that copper sitting out front, Johnny?
Now look, Smokey, I asked you if you'd like to pick up a fast C-note.
Depends, Johnny.
I need some information.
What kind of information, Johnny?
You been taking any bets on the horses lately?
Guy has to make an honest buck now and then.
Have you been working through the syndicate?
Now, Johnny, you know you don't ask questions like that.
But if the information I want is in the books of the syndicate...
You don't want me to play stoolie.
You know me better than that.
Okay. Ask me questions.
Yeah. Here's 20, 20, 50.
You said a C-note.
You get the rest when you get the dope for me, if there's any to get.
Okay. Go ahead. Ask me.
All right. I want to know how much money, if any. I may be playing the wrong...
Okay, Johnny. If I find out anything, sure. You call me on the phone again. Maybe 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Good. And Smokey.
Yeah?
If there is such information to be had, and you get it, maybe I'll double that fee.
Okay, Johnny. Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Times have changed, and so has the man. Thaddeus Lowe, in the year 1861, organized what has been considered the first airborne reconnaissance unit of the United States Army. His craft? A balloon, which was in constant use during the Battle of Richmond, making observations every 15 minutes. But because of the balloon's limited maneuverability and extreme vulnerability, military thinking and interest soon switched to the heavier-than-aircraft experiments being conducted by the Wright brothers at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Finally, in 1909, the Army accepted the Wright brothers' 42.5-mile-per-hour aircraft. Contrast this with the faster-than-sound aircraft, the supersonic speeds of our modern planes. Contrast the skill, the technological know-how of the modern airman with that of the pioneers. You'll agree, I'm sure, that times have changed, and so has the man.
And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Wayward Killer Matter.
Expense account item 6.95 cents for a cab back to John R. Welton's apartment on East 53rd. Randy Singer's boys had found no clue to the identity of Welton's attacker. Welton himself was beginning to stir.
Yeah, we'll be able to talk to him any minute now, Johnny.
Okay, good.
Oh, now get down, boy. Go lay on your pillows. No, incidentally, we found the gun that was used in the murder he witnessed last week.
Oh, where?
Like you said, in the storm drain near that alley on First Avenue.
Oh.
Yeah, with no print. No print.
Randy, I didn't think there would be. What time is it?
3:51. Why?
I'm going to make a phone call.
Oh, the phone's right over there. Hey, Welton's coming through.
What's this? What goes on here?
It's all right, Mr. Welton. You're going to be okay.
Police.
That's right.
Yeah. Got a phone.
Thank heaven. I beg you.
Yeah, I'm afraid we got here a little too late, but you're going to be okay. The doc says so.
That man, the man who attacked me.
The same one you talked about the murder?
Yes. Yes.
Smokey, this is Johnny Dollar.
Johnny. Dollar.
Yeah? What? 23,400.
23?
Yeah, I got it. Good boy.
What did he say about
I'll meet you at the Lex at 6 p.m. Okay, the newsstand.
Mr. Dollar, what did you say about me?
Yeah, Johnny, what goes?
Funny. How would you like to make an arrest?
Arrest?
That's right, Randy. Of the man who killed that bookie.
Well, you know who he is?
Yeah, well, I sure do. And, Randy, I'm ashamed of you.
What?
Come here, boy.
Now, listen, Johnny,
This pup really deserves the credit. Good boy. Now, down.
Johnny, what under the sun are you talking about?
The night of that murder. Welton says the pup chewed a hunk out of the killer's pants.
Yes, he was trying to defend me.
You say that killer struck you, Welton.
He did.
But he made no move to hurt the dog.
Well...
Now, believe me, that doesn't make sense. He would have put a bullet in him even before he struck you.
Now, Mr.
Now, what about this so-called fight here in your apartment a couple of hours ago?
It was the same man.
Yeah? And did the dog attempt to fight him off? No. Because there was nobody for him to fight. Johnny, you think he wouldn't have been heard down in the street if somebody really clobbered you?
Well,
You faked this attack on you, Welton, to make it look like the killer was somebody else. Too bad you didn't break your neck when you jumped out that window.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Another thing. And this is where you missed a bet, Randy.
Yeah?
Over on First Avenue, I checked with a crew from the electric company. They finally got around to fixing that street light.
Huh?
Yeah. That light's been out for nearly 3 weeks. So how could Welton have seen another man in that alley well enough to make a positive identification?
Now, listen, Dollar.
Shut up, Welton. Said my phone call just now. Randy, Welton was in hot to that bookie he murdered. To the tune of $23,000.
He threatened me. He said he'd kill me if I didn't pay him. I had to kill him. If I hadn't killed him,
Breaks my heart, Johnny, but thanks. Okay, Welton, up on your feet.
Item 7, $65 even for a night on the town. Randy needed some relaxation. Item 8, $200 to Smoky Joe Sullivan. Expense account total, including the trip back to Hartford, $315.17. And don't forget that $2,000 you promised me. After all, Welton's still alive. For a while, at least. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone, who also wrote today's story. Heard in our cast were Edgar Barrier, Herb Vigran, James McCallion, Paul Dubov, Lawrence Dobkin, John Boehner, Bill James, and Vic Perrin. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Johnny Dollar has come to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
I wish you to investigate the death of one of our clients.
All right.
Have you ever heard of J. Lamont Schofield?
The theatrical producer?
Yes.
Sure.
World famous for the beautiful girls he employed in his reviews.
Well, do I remember. Now, what about him?
Well, if you've seen the papers, you know that he died yesterday.
No, I didn't know.
As natural causes, the medical report stated.
But you think otherwise?
I do.
Why, sir?
Because of the beneficiary named in his $750,000 insurance policy.
$750,000?
Yes. So I think you'd better come over here and see me.
Yeah, Mr. Westbury. I think I'd better.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Worldwide Mutual Insurance Company, Home Office, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the noxious needle matter. Expense account item 1, 85 cents for a taxi to the office of Worldwide. When I got there, I had to go through a receptionist and 2 secretaries to get into Mr. Waldo R. Westbury's private office.
Please sit down, Mr. Dollar.
Thanks. Well?
Here's the policy I mentioned. Providing $750,000 insurance on the life of the late J. Lamont Schofield.
That's a lot of money, Mr. Westbury. Incidentally, was he married?
Schofield? Surrounded by beautiful women all his professional life? No.
Then who was his beneficiary?
This policy has been in effect only 13 years, but look here. Look at these riders. Changing the beneficiaries.
Goldie LaFern. Sounds like a burlesque queen.
She was. After his money, of course.
Toodles Tempest. Wow.
Horrid name.
Baby Boodles Baker.
That's worse.
Bubbles Jones. Holy smoke. Pepper Caprice Carstairs. Cupcake DeLon. And hey, what's this doing here? Mary T. Smith.
She is the present beneficiary.
Well, that's quite a come down from all those babes.
Mr. Dollar, the initial T stands for torso.
The stage designation she used.
Oh, and you think she bumped him off to collect the insurance?
Bumped him? Oh, yes, I do.
But if a medical report says the old man died of natural causes...
At the time of his death, Mary Smith, Mary T. Smith, was his private nurse, responsible for his care, the medication he received, and so forth.
Ah, I see.
I'm glad you do. Because if you can prove she murdered him...
In spite of the doctor's report?
Yes. You can save our company a great deal of money. I don't often say this, Mr. Dollar, but in view of the amount involved, there'll be no questioning any necessary items on your expense account, no matter how high.
Necessary items?
Well, surely you wouldn't think of listing any unnecessary expenditure?
Dream on, Mr. Waterbury.
Hmm? Well, what?
Nothing. You say that Schofield died yesterday?
Yes, today afternoon.
Where?
At his home in Cranford, New Jersey.
Do you know who his doctor was?
Yes, Dr. Leonard Foote.
Good. Now, I wonder where this nurse is. Anybody keeping an eye on her?
Yes, you'll find her there at Schofield's home. Obviously, she's a very smart woman.
You mean smart enough not to run?
Well, I'd put it the other way, Mr. Dollar. Smart enough to have made him name her in his policy and to stay around to collect.
You know anything about her?
Only that she was a showgirl before making this pretense of being a nurse.
Yeah, but if a doctor was willing to have her take care of him, you know anything about him?
Frankly, no.
Then I have a sneaking suspicion I'd better pay him a visit. Item 2, $4.15 for another taxi, then a train down to New York. At Grand Central, I ran up item 3, $50 deposit on the drive-your-own-car. Item 4, 50 cents to get through the tunnel to Jersey. From the city of Elizabeth, I headed west on Route 28 to the pretty little town of Cranford. Then directly to the combination home and office of Dr. Leonard Foote, where I cooled my heels for a half hour in the reception room.
Bye, Doctor.
Goodbye, Jimmy. Come in, please, Mr. Dollar. I'm sorry to have had to keep you waiting.
Oh, that's quite all right, Doctor.
But if little Jimmy Sayer doesn't stop eating green apples, he's going to have worse than a tummy ache. Your company called that you'd be here because of the death of J. Lamont Schofield. Sit down.
I'll be very honest with you, Doctor. His insurance company thinks your opinion of death from natural causes might be wrong.
My tentative opinion, Mr. Dollar. Lamont Schofield suffered from, well, rather than bore you with a lot of medical terminology, let's say he had a heart condition, one that required that he take it easy and, of course, medication.
What kind of medication?
Digitalis, for the most part, to limit the frequency of his heart contractions. And more recently, he's been receiving intravenous injections of Sedulinid.
His nurse gave him the injections?
Yes, under my orders.
I understand she's an old burlesque queen.
Some years ago, he starred Mary in one of his Broadway productions. It was a flop.
But shouldn't he have had a regular, licensed, registered nurse?
She was a registered nurse, Mr. Dollar.
Is she still a good looker?
Over the years, Lamont kept himself pretty well surrounded by, well, some of them were very pretty girls.
But not this Mary, sir.
No doubt they were all after his money.
Including Mary.
Well, Mr. Dollar, I told you my tentative opinion was death due to natural causes.
So the papers reported. But now let's face it, Doctor. If she hastened his demise by, say, an overdose of one of those injections...
I learned.
And while acting under your orders by using something that you put into her hands...
Now, just a minute,
it could look pretty bad for you, too, couldn't it?
Are you trying to
I'm just stating facts.
Imply that I might have conspired with that girl to bring about the death of one of my...
Such a thing is always a possibility now, isn't it? Well?
Are such tactics usually part of an investigation like this?
Why not? If you were guilty, if I could get you riled up, catch you off your guard.
I see. I don't like you, Dollar. I shall expect your apology.
I'll see.
As I started to say before you interrupted me, I learned just this morning from Monty's attorney that Mary Smith is the heir to Lamont's estate and the beneficiary to his insurance policy.
You didn't know this before?
I did not.
Nonetheless.
As a result, I have ordered his body held at the coroner's office.
Oh?
Yes, so that a complete autopsy can be made.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry, Doctor.
Would you like a towel, Mr. Dollar?
Towel?
To wipe the egg off your face?
Act two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Sometimes we may wonder why a football team doesn't quit playing and walk off the field when it finds itself 50 points behind with only a few minutes of play to go. What is that indomitable spirit that fills men with hope and keeps them going in spite of terrific odds? Keeps them going just to play the game according to the rules, just to get the job done as well as they know how. This kind of spirit pervaded the feelings of heavy bomber crews of the 9th Air Force on that day of glory, August 1st, 1943, the day of one of the most secretly planned surprise bombing missions of World War II. The day of the low-level attack on the Romanian oil refineries at Ploiești. More than 170 B-24 heavily loaded bombers took off in a swirl of red dust from Benghazi, Libya, to bomb a highly defended priority target. The element of surprise in the low-level attack was to be one of their greatest weapons. But things went wrong from the start. 3 planes exploded during takeoff operations. 11 more aborted due to engine trouble. Of those that reached the target area, less than 1/3 returned to home base. The leaders of the mission encountered navigation difficulties and difficulty in identifying the specific targets. And due to the loss of that elemental hope, surprise, they also encountered devastating enemy firepower from flak and fighters. The mission was partially successful, but a horrifying experience. 5 medals of honor were awarded to the heroes of the Ploiești raid for valorous action above and beyond the call of duty. At any time, the men would have been justified in turning back, but they had a code of conduct that made them want to see the unequal game through to the end. It was a job that had to be done. A charge of the Light Brigade in the air as they flew down the valley of death to glory.
And now, Act two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Noxious Needle Matter.
Yes, Mr. Dollar, as soon as I learned that this ex-showgirl was to be Lamont Schofield's sole heir, well, I realized the same possibility that I'm sure you must be considering.
That she may have helped him over the hill.
Precisely.
I know, all things being equal, Doc, do you feel that he should have lived on a while?
Where a bad heart is concerned, one can never be certain, of course. But knowing his desire to live, his willingness to adhere to my instructions and take care of himself, plus the medication I provided.
Medication given by this Mary Smith?
Yes. I would have wagered he could live on for 10 or 15 years.
When do we know the results of the autopsy?
A toxicologist by the name of Stanley has been called in at my request. It may take several days.
I see. Meantime, then, I'm going to see this Mary Smith.
Incidentally, the police found no sign of any poison, of anything that might have been used to cause Lamont's death.
You mean the police have been in on this?
Yes, they've been very thorough.
Then why the autopsy and a toxicologist?
Because the least detectable means would have been an overdose of medication.
I see. Now, Doctor...
I've really told you all I can, Mr. Dollar. But why don't you go along and see Mary Smith?
Yeah, well, I intend to, but now tell me...
Call me if you need me after you've talked with her. Goodbye, Mr. Dollar.
When that autopsy report comes through...
I'll let you know. Goodbye, Mr. Dollar.
And that was all I could get out of him. The home of the late J. Lamont Schofield turned out to be a small place on 3rd Street, nestled in among some fine old oak trees. It gave it a quiet sort of isolation. A far cry from the bright lights of Broadway. Apparently, he had taken his doctor's advice. I wondered about the ex-Burley Queen turned nurse who'd managed to save enough of her looks and figure to charm him into leaving her his all. Matter of fact, I've often wondered how a lot of those old war horses...
Yes?
Oh, how do you do? That is, I'm looking for a Miss Mary Smith.
I'm Mary Smith.
Old war horse. Believe me, I guessed wrong. Because when it comes to describing Mary Smith, well, there's only one word that does justice to her. Wow. She was in her mid-20s, tall, blonde, and beautiful. Yeah, she looked as though she'd just stepped out of Charles of the Ritz. And I say it again. Wow.
Don't just stand there. Who are you?
Oh, Johnny Dollar. I'm an insurance investigator.
Oh, gee, I've heard of you, Johnny. And you know something? You're even better looking than I thought you'd be. Won't you come in?
Yeah, thanks.
But why did they send you here? There's no question about my getting Monty's insurance, is there?
Well, it's just that the company always demands a routine investigation where such a large sum is involved.
No kidding. Sit down, huh?
Yeah, thanks.
Can I pour you a drink?
No, thank you.
Oh, come on. Have one with me. Been so glum around here since Monty died, and nobody here except a lot of crepe hangers. A little one?
Okay.
Okay. Gal can't just sit around and look grief-stricken.
Have you been grief-stricken, Mary?
You want the truth? No. What good was it doing Monty living that way, not able to tear around like he used to, putting on shows and having a big time? Here, Johnny, here's to life, love, and the pursuit of happiness.
Scope.
Oh, that's better. I really needed that. You got a lot of money, Johnny?
I? Oh, no, not much.
No, I never had any either, but I will now. Plenty.
Then you know you're Lamont Schofield's heir.
You bet your life I do. I had to work for it long enough, feeding him and nursing him, taking care of him, and fending off a lot of old biddies from the old days who were trying to get their claws on him.
But you managed to get your claws on him.
Well, wouldn't you have done the same thing? You see? Now it's paid off.
Took him a long time to die, though, didn't it?
Johnny, I've been on 24-hour duty here for 2 years, for 2 solid years, and I make no bones about it. There were times when I thought he was going to live forever. There were times when I wished I could help him out of this world.
So finally you did?
Johnny. Here, let me freshen your drink.
Mary, I think you killed Lamont Schofield.
Well, I'd like to see you prove.
I don't think I'll have to.
Oh? Why not? Isn't that why you came here?
I came to make sure you don't try to slip out when the autopsy report comes.
Oh.
Does that scare you?
No, of course not.
Let's face it, Mary. When somebody shows an attitude like yours, it means you're completely innocent.
Sure.
Or guilty as the devil.
But at least it makes it very confusing for you. And for the police, doesn't it?
So you're having a ball.
Of course I am. Listen, Johnny, I don't blame you a bit for thinking I killed Monty. I wanted him dead. I wanted his money. Did what I had to do to get it, and then I'm going to get it.
Yeah, did what you had to do. So if the autopsy shows he was given poison...
Don't worry, it won't.
Or that he was given an overdose of digitalis, or whatever it is he was getting...
No, that would be stupid, with nobody here but me.
Nobody but you?
Hasn't been a soul in this house except me for over a week. Since the last time Dr. Foote came to see us.
You're sure of that?
Of course I am.
Then if somebody did kill him, it would have to be you,
yes.
Nobody else.
Yes, sure.
Remember that, Mary.
Would you like me to put it down on paper for you and sign it?
Yeah. Would you?
Sure. I'll do anything, Johnny. If it'll confuse you.
All right. Then start writing.
Why not? Now, let's see. I, Mary C. Smith. Is that all right for a start? Oh, excuse me.
No. Keep writing. I'll take it.
All right. I, Mary T. Smith.
Oh, yes, Doctor. Yes. Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Not even the possibility of too much of... I see. And you're sure?
Of course he's sure.
Okay, Doctor.
You disappointed, Johnny? Because they found no poison? No overdose of Sibylinid?
I guess you know the answer, don't you?
Yeah, of course I do. The autopsy showed nothing. You can't build a case out of thin air. So here. Here's your little paper, all signed and sealed. Well, see, Johnny, I don't want it, and you said you did.
You're far too smug, Mary.
I have a right to be. You're barking up the wrong tree. You cannot build a case on nothing but thin air.
Yeah, I know.
So what do I do, Johnny? Just sit here and wait until your company pays you the money?
Build a case.
Until the estate is settled, or can I collect it?
Yeah, Mary. You stay right here. And thanks for saying that.
Huh? Johnny, what do you mean?
Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Times have changed, and so has the man. In the year 1775, a patriotic, enterprising American by the name of David Bushnell invented a strange craft. It was constructed of two oak beams resembling two platters clapped together and propelled by a water screw attached to a hand-operated crank. Another water screw regulated the depth to which the craft could descend. This was the American Turtle, the first United States submarine. 179 years later, 1954, the United States came up with another first. This time, however, it was a 3,000-ton, $55 million vessel powered by an atomic reactor. It was the Nautilus, the world's first atom-powered submarine. And where the American Turtle was a one-man operation dependent on courage and brawn, the Nautilus is a complicated network of advanced electronics, the operation of which is dependent upon a team of highly trained, skilled Navy men who know their jobs and do them well. Yes, times have changed, and so has the man.
And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Noxious Needle Matter.
Expense account item 4370 for a phone call to my own doctor back in Hartford. A man very much interested in criminal medicine. I asked him about a couple of ideas I suddenly had for committing the so-called perfect crime. I got some enlightening answers. Then hung up and drove into the coroner's office.
I told you over the phone, Dollar, we found nothing to indicate...
Yes, excuse me, Dr. Foote. You're the toxicologist who did the autopsy, Dr. Stanley?
Yes, Mr. Dollar. And as Dr. Foote told
Listen, could Lamont Schofield possibly have died of an embolus in the brain, maybe?
Well, yes, I suppose so.
Can you find out by further examination?
Well, of course.
Then go to it.
What is this, Dollar? Are you trying to play doctor now? I told you in the beginning I don't like your tactics.
You were right, Mr. Dollar. An embolus in the brain. Now, what should have led you to suspect...
All right, now listen. I don't know where the equipment is that Mary Smith used to give the medication to Mr. Schofield.
I have it all here, Dollar. The remains of a bottle of Cedilanid that I prescribed, the hypodermic with which he administered, all in this kit.
Which needle did you use, Dr. Foote?
The small one, of course. He only received 2 cc's.
What are these others, this big one?
Simply part of the set. Only the smaller one ever had anything in it. We checked. The others never contained anything more substantial than air.
That's right. Air.
What? Mr. Dollar.
Yes, Dr. Stanley.
30, 40, 50 cc's of air, plain air, injected into a vein? Yes, of course it would cause an embolus.
And if you were to find traces, microscopic traces of the flesh of Lamont Schofield in that hypo that contained nothing but air...
Yes, of course. I'll go to work on it immediately.
If he does find traces of dermal tissue on that needle, I can't believe it. A case built on nothing but thin air.
Yeah. And the ironic part of it is, the tip-off came from Mary T. Smith. Yes, the microscope showed that needle had been used on J. Lamont Schofield recently. Pretty slim evidence, I know. But when Mary was faced with it, well, I'm still not quite sure why. Maybe we scared her. But she broke down and confessed the murder. Yes, she'd been wrong. Sometimes you can build a case on nothing but thin air. Expense account total, $61.20. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Bartlett Robinson, Marvin Miller, and Junius Matthews. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Roy Rowan speaking.
Johnny Dollar.
Mr. Dollar, my name is...
Yes? Well?
My name is Fred Akerloyd.
Akerloyd.
Yes.
Well, what insurance company do you represent, Mr. Akerloyd?
No, none, Mr. Dollar. It's just that I'm the only... Well, you see, I'm calling from...
Yes? Hello?
Mr. Dollar.
Well? What's this all about, Mr. Akerloyd?
Well,
Yeah?
it's about a murder.
Go on.
Yes.
Well, who? Where?
His name was Phil Bernasconi.
Bernasconi. Well, go on, sir.
No, I can't.
Why not? Because you did it?
No, good heavens, no. Believe me.
Tell me this. Do the police know about it?
Well, yes, of course, but what they don't know...
What don't they know?
They don't know who did it.
But you do. Is that it?
Yes.
Well, who was it? Come on, Mr. Akerloyd.
No, I tell you, I can't.
Well, why not?
Well, don't you see? Don't you understand? It would be like signing my own death warrant.
All right, now you listen to me.
No, I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Well, what do you mean? Hello? Hello? I wonder what that was all about.
The CBS Radio Network brings you Bob Reddick in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Philadelphia Mutual Liability and Casualty Insurance Company, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Informer matter. As I've mentioned several times in these reports, informers play a mighty big part in the solution of major crimes. Obviously, the man who called me on the phone was one of these. And I, like a darn fool, didn't contrive to keep him on, make him tell me what he knew. Also, of course, I had no idea whether the victim he named was an insurance client or not. But if not, why phone me? Expense account item 1, 10 cents for a phone call to Pat McCracken at the Universal Adjustment Bureau. Always a mine of information where anything having to do with the insurance business is concerned.
Well, the only way I can find out, Johnny, is by contacting all the companies that subscribe to our adjustment service.
Well, then maybe you better, because I have
You see, a company doesn't report a death or loss or whatever to us until a claim has been filed.
Yeah, I know, Pat.
Now, this guy's name was Philip Bernasconi.
That's right.
And the man on the phone said he was murdered.
Yep.
What was his name?
Well, a kind of funny one. Fred Akerloyd. Now, he told me just what I told you and then hung up on me.
Why didn't you try calling him back?
Where? He isn't listed in the directory.
Then I'll tell you what you do.
Well, I did, Pat.
What?
And the chief operator said there isn't even an unlisted number for him. So maybe he called from a phone booth.
Or from out of town.
But where? He started to tell me and then quit.
You better forget it, Johnny. Maybe it was just some crackpot making a nuisance of himself.
No, Pat. On this one, I've got a hunch. A real hunch.
Oh, you and your hunches. And what if this victim isn't insured with one of our companies?
Well, then why did Akerloyd call me?
I haven't the least idea. But until we get word from one of our companies of a murder...
Pat, I've got an
a
idea.
man named Philip Bernasconi, plus a request for investigation. A specific request for your services.
Pat, haven't I seen a stack of out-of-town phone directories down there at your office?
Sure. And do you have any idea how many of them there are?
So what?
Oh, now, Johnny, this is ridiculous. Look, too much time on your hands and don't know what to do with it?
Maybe.
Well, why get all excited? Get yourself into an uproar when you don't know for sure. Well, why bother?
Why not? Item 2, $1.20 for a cab to Pat's office in the Spear building on the square. And there, over his protest, in a little cubbyhole in back of the switchboard room, I started going through phone books, directories from all over the country.
If you ask me, Johnny, somebody just made up that name.
Maybe?
Ackerloyd. Look, I tell you again, this is ridiculous.
Well, why don't you stop yammering and give me a hand?
Crazy phone call that could have come from anywhere in the United States, and because some nut said there was a murder somewhere. Hey, look. Oh, a directory from Vineland, New Jersey. It's my old hometown. What do you know?
The name Ackerloyd in it? Take a look.
Oh, a name like that in my own hometown, you think I wouldn't have known about it? Here, you see. Academy Dog and Cat Hospital, Ace Heater Company, Ackenbach, Ackerloyd, Ackerman, Huh? Ackerloyd?
Let me see that. Ackerloyd, Frederick.
Well, I'll be darned.
2424 East Elmer Street. Okay, Pat.
Oh, now, Johnny, this is ridiculous.
You said that. Am I on expense account?
Expense account? You certainly are not, unless we get the word from one of our companies down there.
Well, when you do, let me know. I'll be at the, at whatever hotel there is in Vineland, New Jersey. Item 3, $19.20. Taxi to Bradley Field and a plane to Philadelphia, PA. And during the flight, I began to wonder if maybe this time Pat wasn't right. If this wild hunch of mine wasn't pretty ridiculous. Nonetheless, item 4, there in the city of brotherly love, is $50 deposit on a rental car. I crossed the Delaware River Bridge. I forgot the toll, so skip that. And drove down to the heart of sunny southern Jersey. I registered at the Vineland Hotel on Landis Avenue, dropped off my bags in room 313, and then started out through the lobby to hunt for the address of Ackerloyd on East Elmer Street. But the clerk at the desk stopped me.
Mr. Dollar.
Yeah?
Tried to call you up in your room.
Oh?
His telegram just arrived for you.
Mm-hmm.
Here you are, sir.
Thanks. Now, let's see. Well, from Pat McCracken. Says, I don't know how you do it, Johnny.
Johnny, but you were right. It was murder. You're on expense account.
Repeat after me, please. What do you want when you need brand?
What do you want when you need brand?
Reliability.
Reliability.
Now, what do you get in Kellogg's All Brand?
What do you get in Kellogg's All Brand? Reliability.
Right. Hi, this is Dennis James to explain why Kellogg's Way is the reliable way to get the effectiveness you want from brand with just half a cup a day. See, Kellogg's All Brand is the real Battle Creek formula, the one that millions of people depend on. And they depend on it because Kellogg's All Brand contains more vital brand bulk to help you keep regular. It's low in calories, and it's mighty pleasant eating, too. Kellogg's All Brand comes in crisp, toasted shreds that have a wholesome brand muffin taste. I think you'll like it. So be sure you remember, for the effectiveness you want from brand, get reliable Kellogg's All Brand.
That's what you get in Kellogg's All Brand. Reliability.
The telegram there in the hotel in Vineland, New Jersey, was brief and to the point.
I don't know how you do it, Johnny, but you were right. It was murder. You're on expense account. Contact Branson at Philadelphia Mutual Liability and Casualty for details.
regarding
Murder of Philip Bernasconi. Signed, Pat McCracken.
Bad news, Mr. Dollar?
Listen, did you know a man by the name of Philip Bernasconi?
Yeah, sure did, and I wasn't one bit surprised when somebody murdered him a couple of days ago.
How come?
Well, he wasn't what you'd call a bad sort, not anymore. Kind of kept to himself in that nice little house of his over on Pear Street.
Well, tell me.
Well, nobody in town could figure out where he got the money to retire, him only being in his early 50s. And then the word got around he'd piled it up in some kind of rocket, and he didn't do so good by some of his pals. Well, you know what they say about those kinds.
Where's the phone booth?
There against the wall.
Thanks.
They say that sooner or later those gangsters will always get even, they do, and it looks to me like this time they finally did. What I mean is, you know...
My call was to Harry Branson, my ever-worried little pal at Philly Mutual.
John, thank goodness you called.
Yes, Harry. Pat McCracken wired
You
me.
must come down here right away, John.
Well, as a matter of fact...
Don't bother stopping here in Philadelphia. Go right on down to Vineland, New Jersey.
Well, that's where I am.
There's been a murder, and you must solve it immediately. A client of ours by the name of Philip J. Bernasconi, insured for some $30,000.
Harry...
At first, the police thought it was an accident, which would have meant $60,000 because of the double indemnity clause.
Listen, will you?
But the chief, the police chief, tells me that... what do you say?
What have I had a chance to say?
You're where?
In Vineland.
Well, why didn't you say so?
Harry...
But as long as you are, well, go to it, John, and I wish you luck.
Just give me the answer to the all-important question.
Yes, what is it?
Who's the beneficiary of this insurance?
Well, you see, in spite of Bernasconi's rather shady past, he, the beneficiary, was willing to forget it. Let him live in peace down there.
The beneficiary's name?
He even promised to protect Bernasconi from this very thing that's happened.
His name, Harry.
Name? I told you, Bernasconi.
No, the beneficiary.
Oh, of course, yes. It's the man you're to contact. His name is Harvey Renzoli.
Renzoli?
Yes, he's the chief of police.
He's what?
Who?
Renzoli.
But I told you the chief of police.
And the beneficiary.
That's right. So see him, John. I'll see him right away.
Sorry, Harry.
Sorry.
He's the one man I don't want to see.
What?
Not yet. So Renzoli was not only Phil Bernasconi's beneficiary, but the chief of police who'd promised him protection against his old gangster pals. I got into my rental car and headed east on Elmer Street, a block south of Landis Avenue. By the time I got to 2424, I was practically out in the country. The house sat alone, except for one across the road. It was a rather shabby little affair, badly in need of a coat of paint. An old man in overalls was pounding away at a shaky-looking mailbox out in front of the place. Howdy. I'm looking for Mr. Fred Ackroyd.
I'm kind of deep.
Are you Mr. Ackroyd?
No. I'm the owner. I'm his landlord, but this here's where he lives.
Okay, thanks.
I ain't seen him around today, but I think there's somebody in there.
Okay.
Oh, you want to know anything about him? I'll be in my own place across the street. You hear me?
Yeah, thanks.
Yes? Something I can do for you?
The man at the door was tall, young, with a dark complexion and smooth black hair. His eyes took me in, all of me at one quick glance. Those eyes were pretty sharp, and so was the hat that he wore. He was hardly that kind, but I caught a whiff of perfume as he opened the door.
I said, is there something I can do for you, mister?
Yeah, I'm looking for a Mr. Fred Ackroyd.
Oh. Well, come in.
Thanks. You're Mr. Ackroyd?
Is your name Dollar? Johnny Dollar?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Then he did get through to you.
He?
That's right, Ackroyd.
Oh?
That means we'll have to kill him, too.
What?
After we get through with you. No, you don't. Oh, yes, I do, baby. Okay, baby. And I'll just take this gun of yours, while I go and... Huh? Oh, that crazy landlord. Lucy!
Yeah, what do you want?
Listen, that fool landlord heard the shots. He's coming across the street. Now tell him it was a backfire. Chase him away. While I'll go and bring Ackroyd here so I can put him away alongside of Dollar.
Okay, Tony.
Yeah. Then you and me, we can get out of this burg.
Commander, welcome aboard.
Try new king-size Philip Morris Commanders. New because the tobacco in them is vacuum cleaned. And the cleaner the tobacco, the better it tastes. Yes, the cleaner the tobacco, the better it tastes. Philip Morris Commanders are made by a new kind of machine, the Mark 8, that takes rich, full-flavored tobacco and first gently vacuum cleans it, then rolls the cigarette fully, evenly, cuts the ends clean and firm. The result is new Philip Morris Commanders with the cleanest tobacco ever rolled in a cigarette. Try a pack. You'll get a full, round, king size of solid smoking pleasure because the cleaner the tobacco, the better it tastes. Noticeably better.
Commander, welcome aboard.
What do you mean shot? You must have heard a backfire from a car, that's all.
Maybe so.
Oh, sure, with that bad hearing of yours being so deaf and all.
But didn't I see a man go out the back way?
Well, sure. It was that man you showed the way up to the door a couple of minutes ago.
Funny that he didn't drive away in his car, ain't he?
What's funny about it? Look, go on. I'm busy. I got to clean up Mr. Ackroyd's house before it gets too dark.
I ain't seen him around all day. Where'd he go to, miss?
How should I know?
Talk louder. I don't hear good.
I said, how should I know?
And I wish he'd tell me when there's somebody coming in here to clean
Look,
one.
will you leave and let me get my work done?
Oh, sure.
Boy, that Tony had to leave me here to... Hey, are you still alive?
Bet I am.
Oh,
All right, now be quiet.
that blood all over your shirt.
And a couple of pretty sore ribs, too.
Tony thought he killed you if he finds out.
We'll find out, all right.
No. Hey, come on, now let go of me. You're some kind of cop. Now let go of
All
me.
right, now just take it easy. Now, look, I hate to sock a woman.
Okay.
First, we turn off these lights in here.
Now, listen. I didn't do nothing. I'm not one of that gang.
Gang?
I'm only a friend of Tony's.
The gang that knocked off Bernasconi. Well?
Yeah. No. Listen, Tony will murder me if I talk.
Why? Why did he kill him?
Because they found out he was going straight. They found out he was down here palling around with a cop.
And where does Fred Ackroyd fit into this? Come on, talk.
He was Phil's friend from the old days.
And he'd come down here to warn him, maybe help him?
Yeah. Now let me go. I had nothing to do with it.
One more question.
No, please. Tony will kill me. You don't know him.
Where did he go? To pick up Ackroyd, to bring him back here and knock him off?
I don't know. Oh, please, honest, I don't know. Look, they're coming up the road.
Tony.
And Mr. Ackroyd all tied up. Listen, mister, please.
No time to listen.
No.
Here.
What are you doing, my skirt?
Quiet, and so help me.
Please, look, for given evidence, maybe you get me off easy.
We'll see. All right, now down on the floor.
What are you going to do?
Get down, there where I was, and be quiet, you understand?
Yeah, sure.
It was the fastest rapping job I ever did in my life, and I hoped the gag would keep her quiet. Outside, in the semi-darkness, I could see Tony pushing along a man who was gagged, had his hands tied behind him and his ankles hobbled with a piece of rope. I crossed, went back at the door, crouched there, and waited.
In you go, Ackroyd. Yeah, that's right. You just lay there where I can... Hey, what's the matter with some light in here, Lucy? Lucy! Lucy, where is he? What happened? I said, where's Dollar? Where is he? Right here, Tony. Oh, you don't. Dollar! Get him. Hey, you're too weak, ain't you? You're too weak after that shot in the belly. Okay, Dollar. This time, I don't miss. Now, you just lay still, baby. While I push this barrel right up close to your head, where it don't make too much noise, the way I did with Bernasconi. And I'm going to do with Ackroyd. And maybe Lucy, too, after I get through with you. Shut up, Lucy. I knew I shouldn't have brought a dame along. Now, you shut up. All right, now, Dollar. You're first.
Watch him, boys.
Cops! All right, you dirty...
Okay, boys. We're under control.
Right, Chief.
Okay, sir. Oh, you must be Johnny Dollar.
Chief Renzoli?
That's right. You okay?
What do you think?
Well, you just lie there. Take it easy. You don't look too good.
Sure. But what brought you in like the U.S. Marines?
Well, ever since this Ackroyd... You see, he used to be bookkeeper for a mob up in Philadelphia.
Oh?
Yeah. So ever since he came here and started hanging around with Phil Bernasconi, Phil was going straight, Mr. Dollar. He was a friend of mine.
Yeah, so I understand.
Well, anyhow, I've kind of kept an eye on Ackroyd. Untie him, one of you boys. Take out his gag. Yeah, sure, Chief. When Phil was killed, well, Ackroyd was clean. He just wouldn't talk. Not to me, anyhow, but I felt he knew who did it. I also figured whoever did do it might come down here to make sure he couldn't talk.
Yes, which is exactly what happened. But how did you know who I am?
Phone call from that insurance man up in Philadelphia.
Harry Branson.
Mm-hmm. Said you were coming here. Told me what you looked like.
I see.
So when the landlord for this place lives across the street, well, he telephoned me a while ago, gave me your description. He said he thought something funny was going on here. Oh, here he comes now.
I told you, Chief. I told you there's something wrong about all the people here in Mr. House. All these bodies, all the...
Well, Chief, shall I bring him too?
Well,
why not let him rest a while, Chief? He's certainly earned it.
Yeah, I guess he has.
I understand that Tony recovered. Well enough to be tried and convicted of Bernasconi's murder. Lucy, his girlfriend, gave enough evidence against the mob in Philly to enable the police there to round them up. Where she is now, I don't know. Like Fred Ackroyd, she moved away. A long way away. Expense account total, including services of a doctor for the bullet crease in my side, $115.20. And believe me, I'll welcome a nice fat fee on this one. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Buick Special sweeps Class C of Mobile Gas Economy Run, placing first and second. The Buick Specials averaged 25.09 and 24.67 miles per gallon and ran on regular gas, as certified by the United States Auto Club. The Specials' victory represents a clean sweep among compact cars with V8 engines and automatic transmissions. But that's not all. In the grueling 2,000-mile run from Los Angeles to Chicago, in every kind of driving condition, over mountains, plains, rough roads, and smooth, the Buick Special proved the most savingful of all automatic shift V8 cars entered, regardless of class. Yes, with the Buick Special, you get gas savings like the smaller cars, yet more go than many full-sized cars. Plus, Buick styling, Buick comfort and luxury. And you can own a Buick Special for less than you'd pay for most models of the low-price field.
Take a fun run in the car that got 25.09 miles per gallon to win both first and second in Class C of this year's Mobile Gas Economy Run. The Buick Special at your dealers now. Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Well, next week, my job is to protect a wanted criminal from, believe it or not, a policeman. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Reddick, is written by Jack Johnstone. Produced and directed by Bruno Zerato, Jr. Musical supervision by Ethel Huber. Heard in our cast were William Redfield as Tony, Dawson Zerby as Pat McCracken, Ralph Bell as Fred Akerloyd, Terry Keane as Lucy, Bill Lipton as the clerk, and Larry Haynes as the police chief. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Art Hanna speaking.
Johnny Dollar.
Toby Tetrick, Johnny, over here at Northeast Indemnity.
Well, good for you, Toby.
Now, what's that supposed to mean?
Just that I always have liked the nice big fees that company of yours hands out on cases. Just happens that I can use one of them right now. I've been running a little short.
And I don't get excited, Johnny.
Now, what is it this time? Murder? Arson? Embezzlement?
Well, it's...
Oh, come on, Toby. What is it?
Well, as a matter of fact, it's a robbery.
Well, fine. If I'm lucky, if I latch onto the loot, whatever it is, I'll collect my usual commission and be loaded again.
Johnny...
So tell me all. Now, what's the amount of the loss,
Well, that's the trouble. It's only $5,000.
$5,000?
Cash.
Well, if it's only... Why, you're kidding me, I hope, huh?
Nope. Sorry. That's the full amount.
Oh, now look, Toby, that doesn't make sense.
Robbery never makes sense.
Well, how much of a commission can I possibly pick up on a loss of only 5 G's?
Johnny...
Now, I don't mean to sound money hungry. Oh, of course, I really am. But look at it this way. If I tie myself up with this piddling little case, I might have to pass up something really lucrative.
Listen, Johnny, it happened right here in Hartford, and it just happened. And from what little I know about the circumstances, it ought to be a lead pipe cinch for you.
Oh, sure, they all are.
Yeah, but if you're not tied up with anything else at the moment, oh, come on, at least take a cab on over here and talk about it, huh?
Okay, Toby, just to keep you happy.
The CBS Radio Network brings you Bob Reddick in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Northeast Indemnity Associates, Home Office, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the earned income matter. On only a $5,000 loss, I wouldn't even dare to put in too big an expense account. However, I wasn't kidding. I could use some extra dough. But as long as I didn't have anything else to do, all right, take it on. Item 1, $1.20 for a cab into Toby Tetrick's office at Northeast Indemnity.
Well, I guess it was kind of thoughtless of me to have you come right over here, Johnny. I should have sent you straight to Mercy Hospital.
Well, I can't imagine why, Toby. I'm feeling fine.
No, come on, Johnny. I'm serious. I want you to go over there and see this client of ours. His name is Philip Standish.
Now, what's happened to him? I thought this was a robbery matter.
Well, it's this way, Johnny. Standish lives at the Ashley Arms apartment, alone. You know the place?
Yeah, I know the place.
Well, early this morning, while he was still in bed, somebody broke in, bashed him over the head, and walked off with his $5,000.
$5,000 in cash lying around his apartment? That's kind of silly, isn't it?
Well, he thought he'd had it pretty well concealed, Johnny.
Where?
On the wardrobe in his bedroom.
Now, don't you mean in the wardrobe?
No. Right on top of it. Right out in plain sight.
Now, look, I've heard about the most obvious place being the least likely place to find something, but isn't that a little ridiculous? $5,000?
No. What I mean to say was the urn was in plain sight.
The urn?
Yeah. You know, one of those heavy bronze cremation, that is, funeral urns, the kind they use to keep somebody's ashes in after that somebody's been cremated. Kept the money in that.
I see. Well, that's not such a bad idea, as a matter of fact. If it had a good tight lid on it.
And it did, with a tricky kind of lock on it. Who'd ever expect a man to keep money in one of those things? I mean, instead of the ashes of a dear departed relative or something.
Well, evidently somebody did. But the question still remains.
What question?
Why under the sun keep that much cash lying around?
Well,
what sort of business is he in?
Well,
Standish, you say his name is?
Yeah, that's right, Philip Standish.
Mm-hmm.
The way I understand it, he has an interest in some sort of an import business down in New York. Art goods, novelties, furniture from the Orient.
And he commutes all the way to New York?
Well, only goes down there once or twice a week, I think. Anyhow, Johnny, the man's been beaten and robbed by somebody who got in through the open window of his apartment. He has one of those policies covering cash loss up to $5,000. He's over there in a private room at Mercy Hospital, and he wants you on the job. So, if you have nothing else to do...
Do the police have any ideas about who may have done this to him, or is he...
Why don't you run over there and ask him yourself?
All right, Toby. Footing the bill.
Now go easy on the expense account of yours, will you? For once. After all, it's a pretty small amount.
Oh, but who knows, Toby? Pursuit of the missing $5,000 may lead me to the furthest corners of the earth.
Why?
To strange, exotic lands where never before has the white man set foot.
Oh,
where untold dangers lie lurking in the jungle.
Oh, go on, you bum. Get out of here before you break my heart.
All right, Toby, I'll see you later. Item 2, 75 cents for a cab to Mercy Hospital. Philip Standish, a rather good-looking man of about 50, had taken a beating, all right. The back of his head was taped up with a heavy bandage. There was a splint on one of his arms, but he was still very much alive.
The police? No, Mr. Dollar, I want you to handle this.
But why? If you were beaten and robbed, it's a police matter.
But what can they do? That is, with no clue whatsoever as to the man who did this to me.
The man?
All I've been able to tell them is that somebody came into my bedroom through the open window, beat me up this way, then left with the urn containing the money.
Then you've told them?
Yes, of course.
Do you expect me to run this man down for you?
Well, yes, I do.
You're sure it was a man? Huh?
Yes, of course I am.
Because you recognized him, maybe?
Yes, Mr. Dollar.
You're sure?
Absolutely.
But that you didn't tell the police?
No.
Why not?
Because it would only bring out of my past something I prefer not to have known. It's something I wouldn't want to publicize.
Keep talking, Mr. Standish.
Well, now, this must be absolutely confidential, Mr. Dollar.
All right.
That's the reason I asked to see you.
Go on.
Well, 15 years ago, I served a short prison term.
For what?
Oh, it was a ridiculous thing I did, utterly stupid, but I signed another man's name to a check, and, well, I paid for it.
I see.
Now, my cellmate, while I was in prison, was a man by the name of Thomas Slade.
Tommy Slade?
What?
Well, that kind of rings a bell. Now, what was he in for? Illegal liquor, narcotics, something like that? Wasn't he in the headlines sometime or other for shooting a man?
Frankly, Mr. Dollar, I don't remember. He was a tough and dangerous sort, though.
I see.
And I remember that one day in our cell, we talked, among other things, about places to hide the loot from a job.
You plan to resume a career in crime after you got out?
Oh, good heavens, no. But that's all the people in a place like that talk about. Crime and past and possibly future.
Go on.
Well, anyhow, it was Slade who suggested this funeral urn. A place even an experienced criminal would never think of or want to tamper with. And so, ever since I got out, that's where I've kept whatever money I've had. Friends, people who've seen it, have suspected nothing, have sympathized over my loss of a dear one. And I've encouraged that illusion.
Why not keep your money in a bank?
Well, that's silly of me, I know, but ever since the foolish thing I did with that check, well...
Suppose you were to accumulate a real sizable sum.
Well, to be honest about it, there is considerably more than $5,000 in that urn.
Well, the insurance only covers it to $5,000.
Right. Now, I must have it back, Mr. Dollar. And if you can get it for me, I'll pay you far more than your insurance company will.
Oh, now, that's an inducement.
Frankly, I thought it would be.
What's the matter with him?
Well, my head doesn't feel too great.
Yeah, you take it easy. Now, you figure that Tommy Slade is the only one likely to know that that's where you kept your money?
Oh, I'm sure of it. I'm also sure that, although I've tried to avoid him over the years, he's kept track of my whereabouts.
All right, now how to find him?
Well, it shouldn't be too difficult. He lives in Los Angeles, in West Los Angeles, California.
Oh?
His address is 1308 Pandora Avenue.
Now, I know that section of L.A. pretty well, Mr. Standish. You think he'd simply haul that urn back out there?
Well, why not? He knows that if I were to pursue him or alert the police, it would only give him opportunity to bring up that part of my past that I've tried so hard to live down.
Wouldn't he be more likely to simply yank the dough out of the urn and then toss it away?
No. In the first place, it will take him some time and skill to find the clever way in which I've locked in the threaded plug in the top of it.
Now, even so...
And knowing Slade, I'm certain he wouldn't risk giving away the secret of the urn by letting some mechanic or machinist open it up for him. Now, don't forget, Mr. Dollar, that if the police have given this robbery to the papers, anyone seeing the money in that urn would spot him immediately as a thief.
You have a point there.
What's more, certainly no one would try to steal a thing like that from him. So he has no worries about the safety of the money.
I suppose you're right.
But somehow, Mr. Dollar, you must find him. Get that urn away from him and bring it back to me. As I said before, I'll make it very much worth your while.
Okay, Mr. Standish, I'll see what I can do. Wish me luck. Expense account item 3, another 6 bits, this time for a cab to police headquarters. There I asked Sergeant Jimmy Wormser if he could somehow get me a flyer on one Tommy Slade.
Oh, what's the matter with this one right here on the top of my desk?
It'll do fine. How come, Sergeant?
Well, it came in with a little note from the boys out on the West Coast one day last week.
What, he's on their wanted list out there?
No. The note just said he was headed this way. On account of his record, the boys in L.A. thought we'd like to keep an eye on him while he's here in Hartford.
Oh, did he arrive?
Yeah, and we kept an eye on him. But all he did was fool around for a couple of days, and he did pay a visit to the Department of Health.
Oh, why?
Well, something about a permit to carry somebody's remains back to California.
Now, what do you know? And would you say this picture is a good likeness?
Yeah, perfect.
Good.
I'm sorry I can't let you have it, Dollar, but I think we better keep it here in our files. I can have a photostat made if you like.
No, that won't be necessary. But if you've been keeping tabs on him, where'll I find him?
Oh, well, that's a good question. You like train rides?
Train rides?
Yeah, that's right. Mr. Tommy Slade bought himself a reservation to New York and a berth on the Starlighter Express to Los Angeles just this morning.
And then he's already left town.
Well, not more than a couple of hours ago. But if you grab a plane down to New York...
All right. Thank you very much.
Now, wait a minute, Dollar. What's your interest in him?
You know something, Sergeant? I'm not absolutely sure.
What?
Not yet, anyway. The more I thought about that picture of Tommy Slade, the more certain I was that somewhere, sometime, our paths had crossed before. Item 4, $6.50 for a fast, and I mean fast taxi out to Bradley Field. I was lucky. So item 5 is $8 even for a plane to New York that took off almost immediately. Item 6, $5.70 for a cab into the railroad station. And then item 7, $209.35 train fare. I boarded the Starlight Express only seconds before it began the long journey westward. And after settling down in my roomette, I suddenly realized that I had no proof at all the man I was looking for was even aboard this train. However, a $2 tip to a porter, that's item 8, took care of that. Yes, there was a man by the name of Slade on board, also in a roomette, just one car in front of mine. All right. Now all I had to do was to make sure it was Tommy Slade. That he looked like the picture I'd seen at police headquarters, and more important, that he had the bronze urn with him. At cocktail time, somewhere out in the middle of Ohio, I joined the mob in the club and observation car, but I saw no sign of anybody who even remotely resembled the man in the picture. But then, as I walked into the dining car...
If you don't mind sharing a table with another single gentleman, sir...
Not a bit, steward.
Fine, I can seat you immediately. This way, please. Take care of table 7, Waldo. Amos, your table's ready for the check. Do you mind if this other gentleman sits with you, sir?
Why should I? Sit down, mister. Make yourself comfortable.
Thanks.
Here's a menu, sir.
Thank you, steward. Now, let's see.
My name is Slade, Tom Slade.
Well, how are you, Mr. Slade? My name is Harry Walker.
Walker, huh?
That's right. Going all the way to the coast?
Yeah. What about you?
Well, at the moment, I'm not sure.
Are you making it funny?
No, not a bit. I just haven't planned that far ahead. Haven't I seen you somewhere before?
Me? Not that I know of. Why?
Oh, I just wondered. Now, let's see what's on that menu.
Yeah, you do that.
And that ended the conversation. He didn't look up again from his food. When he finished, he got up without a word and returned to his sleeping car. I'd rather hope that he'd go the other way to the club and observation car to give me a chance to look into his roomette. Because this was the Tommy Slade, all right. No question about it. I'd simply have to bide my time and wait for an opportunity to get my hands on the urn. If he had it. And then somehow get off the train with it. Or, of course, if that opportunity didn't materialize, I could only pray for the best and follow him all the way into L.A. Well, after my dinner, I had a couple of brandies in the club car with a pretty little blonde who spoiled everything by having to go back and look after 3 kids she happened to have on board. And then I wandered out to the observation platform. The night was beautiful, unseasonably warm, with a full moon that bathed the countryside in its pale, eerie light. This was quiet, peaceful farmland country. The smell of the clean, freshly turned earth had an almost intoxicating effect on me, and I dozed off for a while. How long I slept, I'll never know, because I was rather rudely awakened by a cloth or coat or something wrapped suddenly about my head, and then a blow on top of it that knocked me out. Oh!
All right. Okay now, buddy. Now you're going over the side.
I came to flat on my back in a roomette. A completely unfamiliar but kindly old face looking down at me.
Well, now that's better. Much better. Who are you? I'm Dr. Springer. I think you're going to be all right now. You just relax and rest. There was no great damage done. I know. I'm afraid your head may hurt you for some time. You have a rather nasty bump there.
What happened, Doc?
I was hoping you'd be able to tell me that. According to the conductor, as he was making his rounds, he stepped out on the observation platform, and he saw a man leaning over you. The man said something about your apparently having fallen from your chair out there.
Well, I hate to think of what might have happened to me if that conductor hadn't come along.
What'd you do, faint or what? There is a trace of alcohol on your breath.
Now, believe me, that had nothing to do with it. Oh.
Now, why don't you just lie here until you feel better? And I'll drop by again a little while to make sure you're comfortable.
Look, Doctor, does the conductor know who that man was? The man who was leaning over me?
Well, I'm afraid he just shouted at the conductor and walked on by him so quickly.
Well, I think I know who it was. Thank you, Doctor. How much do I owe you?
Not a thing, my boy. Now, you just rest. And I'll drop in on you later.
Right. Thanks. So, I rested. For all of 5 minutes. By the end of that time, I was all fired up to settle accounts with Tommy Slade immediately, once and for all. But as I walked forward into the next car full of sleeping passengers, I realized I'd better take it easy, use my head. What there was left of it. And then I saw that the door of Slade's roomette was wide open. Not even the curtains were drawn across it. It was empty. Except there in the corner, the heavy bronze urn. I glanced around to make sure I was alone, and then I slipped in and I looked it over. The tiny crack between the lid and the body of it had been pried at, but it very obviously hadn't been opened. I was about to pick it up and carry it back to my own roomette.
I thought you'd try this, Dollar.
Oh? Well, I'd ask you in here, Tommy, if there was room for both of us. As it is, if you'll just move aside.
All right, drop that urn unless you want a couple of slugs in you.
Oh, I see. You have a silencer on that gun.
That's right.
Well, that's good planning. Now, let's see if I can hear it through this door.
I'll kill you.
Oh, that's slug must have been the armor-piercing kind. It came all the way through that door, narrowly missed me. That one was too close to the lock, but the train was slowing down. Now listen, if you think it's easy to break through 2 layers of a Pullman car window, well, it isn't. As for climbing out through the jagged glass loaded with that hunk of bronze, but somehow I made it. Item 9 is $184 transportation. That means a few miles by car, a train to Pittsburgh, PA, a plane to New York, another to Hartford, and finally a cab to my apartment. Well, after cleaning up and changing my clothes, I got in my car and I drove to Mercy Hospital, the urn wrapped up in my topcoat. Item 10, there in the lobby, a dime for a phone call to police headquarters. And then I went up to Standish's room.
Mr. Dollar. Oh, is that it, Mr. Dollar? Wrapped up in that coat?
That's it, Mr. Standish.
Good. I told you I'd pay you well for its return, and believe me, I will.
I think you'll pay all right.
What?
You see, this urn and I had a little accident on the way back here.
Accident?
Sort of a train accident. I mean, when we left that Pullman car, one of the wheels almost cut the urn in 2.
But it didn't, but the money didn't fall out?
Not the money or anything else.
Oh.
The cap flew off, and it jarred loose the top of the false bottom that you have on it. Too bad, huh?
I'm afraid I don't understand you.
I'm afraid you do, Standish.
No,
Just
really.
lie there quietly in that bed. Now, you said there was a lot more than just $5,000 in the urn, didn't you?
Now, Dollar,
made a living in Oriental imports, huh? Well, that is the understatement of the week. You made a fortune, is more like it, in one of the foulest, filthiest rackets in the world.
Now, look,
just you stay there, Standish. You're still a sick man, remember? Remember, huh? You said you couldn't remember what Tommy Slade went up for. Well, I remembered, and that's how I knew that you had turned to his caper when you got out. What happened? Were you holding out on him? Is that why you had to come all the way in from the coast to get the urn away from you?
Will you listen to me, please?
It's no wonder that you didn't dare go after him yourself. He knew you. He would have spotted you, would have killed you. As who wouldn't for a kilo of the stuff in the false bottom of the urn? 2 pounds of it. Pure, uncut. And wholesale, maybe $8,000 or $10,000 worth. But carefully cut to individual fixes, you'd probably get $1 million, maybe even more than that, for this much heroin. Yes, heroin, you dirty, rotten, filthy son of... All right, Sergeant, take over. Interesting sidelight on the case. I saw in the afternoon papers that the railroad company didn't look too kindly on Tommy Slade's little act. I mean, when he was caught standing there blasting away at the lock on the door of his roomettes. Come to think of it, I better tip the federal boys to his having gone back to his old racket. Expense account total, $418.15. And no padding on this one. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Reddick, is written by Jack Johnstone. Produced and directed by Bruno Zerato, Jr. Musical supervision by Ethel Huber. Heard in our cast were Ralph Camargo as Philip Standish, Ralph Bell as Tom Slade, William Mason as Toby Tetrick, Jack Grimes as the police sergeant, Bill Smith as the doctor, and Sam Raskin was the steward. Be sure to join us next week, same time, same station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Art Hanna speaking. Johnny Dollar has come to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
Johnny Dollar.
Hi, Johnny. This is Fred Briscoe.
Continental Insurance Company?
That's right.
In Boston, Mass.
Yes?
Well, it's nice to hear your voice again, Freddie. Only why doesn't somebody call me from somewhere where it's nice and warm this time of year?
Well, I have a little insurance problem that's been making things pretty hot for me.
Well, tell me all.
Run on over here to Boston, I will.
Okay.
And, better come prepared.
Prepared?
What I mean is, well, I may be all wrong, but you usually carry a gun, don't you?
Well, of course. Oh.
Yes.
I see.
Yes, Johnny.
CBS Radio brings you Bob Reddick in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Continental Insurance Company, Boston office. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the paperback mystery matter. I decided it might be smart to have my own car along, so expense account item 1 is $4.20 for a tank full of gas. And less than 4 hours after I talked with Fred Briscoe on the phone, I was in his office on Commonwealth Avenue there in Boston. And then, over a lunch at the famous old Union Oyster House.
Is that another half dozen on the half shell, Johnny?
Oh, are you kidding? But I sure love the seafood in this town of yours.
Who doesn't? But I certainly wish Mr. Gerson would get here. I ought to be back at the office.
Gerson, that's your client?
Yes, Henry R. Gerson. He wants to tell you all about his worries himself. And I'm sure the only reason he insisted on meeting us here was to cadge a free lunch.
Oh, that kind, huh?
Johnny, that old crook is worth millions. Though you'd never know it by the way he lives and dresses, by that ramshackle old apartment he lives in.
You said crook?
I did. Every penny that old miser ever got hold of, and still has for the most part, came from some dirty deal that he put over on somebody, which makes him one of the most hated people I've ever known. And just as soon as he made a new friend, he'd proceed to take him, but royally.
A real nice guy, huh? What sort of deals does he make?
Well, he doesn't anymore. The last 10 or 15 years, he just sat around counting his money and gloating over the fact that he can keep a couple of poor, resentful nephews and niece from getting their hands on it until he dies.
And they're Gerson's heirs?
Only because they're his only living relatives.
And they're poor?
Yes. And, well, I'm afraid I'll have to admit that they deserve to be. Up until their parents died and left them with no money, no nothing, Jerry and Paul had planned to study for the ministry. But now, Mr. Gerson tells me that they're just drifters. One job after another, and never on a job long enough to pay their bills. They live in Syracuse, New York.
Just waiting for the old man to die.
Right. So he has no use for them.
And the niece?
Her name is Nancy Trimmer. Lives here in town. Works as a checker at one of the supermarkets when they don't catch her shortchanging the customers. And I guess she'd just as lief help the old man into his grave as the other two.
Nice people.
Yeah. But no worse than Gerson himself.
So he's worried that one of them may try to knock him off.
Yeah, that's it, John. Oh, here he comes. Don't let on to him that I told you anything at all about this.
I thought I told you that I'd tell him.
Oh, hello there, Mr. Gerson.
So you're Johnny Dollar, eh?
That's right, Mr. Gerson.
Well, you don't look like much to me. And you think you can keep those worthless young relatives of mine from murdering me to get their hands on my money?
Well, suppose you sit down, sir, and tell me what makes you think they might try it.
Think? I know it. I've got proof of it. All the proof I need.
Oh, what kind of proof?
Go on, move over, Briscoe, and let me sit down.
Oh, certainly, sir.
The least that insurance company of yours can do is to buy me a square meal.
Why, of course, I'd be glad to.
After all, I give the company over $1,000 a year in premiums on my life insurance, don't I?
Something like that.
$1,124.12 every year. And the only reason I haven't tried to cash it in is because you'd give me back less than half of what I put into it.
Well, now, that isn't
all right,
true,
all right, let it go.
What's the face value of the policy, Fred?
$47,000, double indemnity.
And if those crooked nephews of mine get away with whatever they're up to, that's the way it'll get paid to them, double.
But if you're leaving them the rest of your estate...
What?
Well, this insurance money is only a drop in the bucket.
Oh, it is, huh? Well, you know something? I'd commit suicide just to cut them out of it. You hear me?
And have all those $1,100 premiums paid out for nothing?
Hey?
I take it there is the usual suicide clause in the policy?
Yes.
All right. We've been all over that now. The thing you got to do, Dollar, is to keep me from getting murdered.
Now, wait just a minute.
Yeah.
You talk about being perfectly willing to commit suicide.
That's right.
And yet you sit here and demand protection to keep you alive. Now, that doesn't make sense, does it?
Don't you get smart now. Wait till I tell you what's been going on.
I suppose you do.
Well, later, after I get some food in me. Waiter, bring me a menu.
What a crackpot. And he packed away the food as though it were to be his last meal on earth. And he refused to talk further about his problem until he was finished and the bill was paid. By Fred Briscoe, of course. Even then, when I asked him once more about whatever it was that had him worried...
Here, in a public place like this? Well, where everybody in town might hear me?
You think they don't now?
What's that? What did you say?
Nothing.
You think I want to stay around here in town with my life in danger? I'm going to take you out to my place where I'm safe. You got any objection?
Whatever you say, Mr. Gerson.
If you can foresee the end of international tension, you're more of an optimist than most people. It's understandable that all of our citizens like to keep in touch with latest global developments. CBS News, meeting this American need to know, has expanded its worldwide coverage for longer, stronger reports, reviews, and commentary. Expanded CBS News on CBS Radio. The first word in speed, the last word for accuracy, daily at this address.
It didn't make sense. If it was perfectly safe for old Mr. Gerson to wander in town and meet us at the Oyster House, why this sudden urge to get on back to his place and lock himself in? Anyhow, after telling Fred Briscoe I'd check with him later, I drove Gerson to his apartment. It was in a wholly undesirable section that I hadn't even known existed. Are there railroad tracks out in back of this place?
What's the matter with you? Can't you hear?
Well, if you'll pardon me for saying it, Mr. Gerson, I got the idea from Fred that you were pretty well off.
I am. Of course I am.
Yet you live in a dingy place like this, in a neighborhood like this?
Is there any reason why I shouldn't? Waste not, want not is my rule. Sure, I got money, plenty of it. A couple of million, if you want to know. That's no reason I got to throw it away on high living, is it?
2 locks on the door?
That's right. And double locks on the windows. I put them on myself. Even nailed up the transom there over the door. As long as I'm here, I'm safe.
You sure are.
I got plenty of food in there. And if I run out of it before you can put a stop to all this nonsense, well, you can bring me some more.
Well, now, you still haven't told me.
All right. Sit down, Dollar, now. I'll tell you why I know that one of my nephews, or maybe it's my niece, why one of them is going to try and kill me. And just to get their dirty hands on my money. You sit on the chair now. I'll sit on the bed.
Well?
Look. Look here. If these aren't proof, if these warnings aren't proof they're going to kill me, I'd like to know what it is.
Philippians 2:12.
Yes, that's from the Bible. You know your Bible?
Well, I'm afraid I don't recognize that part.
Well, I looked it up. And you know what it says in that chapter and verse? It says, work out your own salvation.
Well, I'd hardly call that a threat.
I would. And the second one came in the mail. Same neat kind of typing. No name signed on them.
Where were they mailed from?
Over in Syracuse, New York, where my nephews live. And look at this one. Isaiah 38:1. That's 38th chapter, first verse.
Set thine house in order.
I thought you didn't know the Bible.
Well, I remember that because it was used in a threatening letter a few years ago out in Chicago.
So, you see what I mean? And this one, Revelations 2:10, says, be thou faithful unto death. So I should be faithful to them, eh? Huh? Keep my promise to leave them all I got, huh?
Mr. Gerson.
And this one, Romans 6:23.
The wages of sin is death.
That's right.
Sin
just because I let them starve a bit when their folks died and they didn't have anybody to turn to.
And you didn't give them any help?
Why should I? Couldn't they get out and use their brains the way I had to? You won't get any help from me. Not while I'm alive.
But you're still keeping them in your will.
What's the matter with you? Don't you see? That's what they've got me. They're all the relatives I got. If I don't will it, then the state will give it to them anyhow.
There's nothing to keep you from giving your money to charity.
Charity? Me? Not on your life. So I gotta leave it to them. But I'm not going to let one of them kill me. Not if you can help it. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, that's what you're getting paid for, isn't it?
Yeah.
Listen, boy, now either you lock up those rotten kids and throw a scare in them that'll keep them from murdering me, or else you gotta stay here and protect me.
Now, wait a minute. These quotations from the Bible.
I tell you, they're threats. That's as plain as the nose on your face.
Didn't Fred say that one of the boys had planned to study for the ministry?
The ministry, phooey. What boy in his right mind would ever spend his whole life... Sure. That proves the notes came from one of those boys.
Which one?
Well, how should I know? They both had that crazy preacher idea up till the folks died off.
Well, then I guess I'd better look them up.
Go ahead. Then you come back here and look after me. Because while you're gone, I'm staying locked up tight here in this apartment.
You do that. This old man was either a nut or up to something. But what? And I had to admit those unsigned notes pointing out passages in the scriptures could possibly have been taken as threats. And since both the nephews had planned to study for the ministry... But first I called on the niece, Nancy Trimmer, because I hoped that she'd know enough about the nephews to be able to tell me if her suspicion about them was justified. Her rooms in the southeast corner of town were little better than her uncle's. And most of our conversation, her conversation, took place in the kitchen.
Now, look, are you from the parole, Mr. What'd you say your name is?
Johnny Dollar.
Yeah, well, just leave me alone, see? So maybe I did make a little mistake helping myself to some of the groceries in that job I had before.
Miss Trimmer.
But this new job, I'm playing it straight and I'm keeping my skirts clean.
Yes, I'm sure you are.
See, that's the laugh, keeping your skirts clean, sweeping out the back end of a warehouse. Look, what I mean is, why don't you guys leave me alone, huh? Why you gotta come around here checking up on me?
But I'm not.
Persecution, that... What do you mean you're not?
I represent your Uncle Henry's insurance company.
Oh, yeah? Well, I don't want any insurance, so get out of here and leave me cook my supper.
Not even his insurance? If he dies?
What's that?
I said...
Hey, sure. Me, I'll grab anything I can of that old skinflint's insurance or anything else I can get my hands on. So, maybe you got some idea how to make him die real quick?
Well, apparently somebody has. He's been getting threats against his life.
Yeah? Well, I hope whoever it is means it. You know who's doing it?
No, not yet. That's why I'd like to ask you some questions.
Yeah? What about?
About your cousins, Jerry and Paul.
Listen, you want to know anything about them, you look them up in Syracuse, New York. Ask them and leave me alone so as I can fix my supper and... Yeah, then curl up with a book and improve my mind, just like Paul and Jerry always said I ought to.
Now, look, Miss Trimmer...
Those preachers, huh? Well, the only preaching I ever got from them was I ought to read up and educate myself.
Well, maybe that's not such a bad idea.
Oh, yeah? You think I don't read? I read a lot. You see them in there? All those books?
You mean all these paperbacks?
So what's the matter with reading that stuff? You want to know the truth? The only reason I sit around here with them every night is account I can't afford to buy a lot of fancy clothes and be out on the town with a lot of fancy sports like you.
Miss Trimmer, if you'll stop talking
well,
for a minute...
I don't like sports like you anyhow. All I like is me, see? I like my company better. So if you'll just get out of here and leave me alone.
Then you're not interested in the threats against your uncle?
Not unless somebody carries them out. Now will you leave me alone?
Screwballs in one day. Yeah, and I wondered about the nephews in Syracuse. But if I had to see him, I had to see him. Item 2, 10 cents for a phone call to Fred Briscoe. And I told him what I'd learned. Or hadn't learned.
Yeah, I know how you feel, Johnny, but if those are meant to be threats...
So I'd better grab a plane and call on those nephews, Jerry and Paul.
You know their address?
Old man Gerson gave it to me.
Good.
And, you think he's perfectly safe there alone, huh? I could call the police in on this.
Not even the police could get into this apartment of his without busting down the door, so don't worry about him. I'll see you when I get back.
Okay, Johnny. Whatever you say.
You know something? I should never have hung up that phone and flown to Syracuse. I should never have left old man Gerson alone there in his apartment. Don't worry about him. Probably the wrongest thing I ever said in my life.
Have a commander, welcome aboard. Have a commander, welcome aboard. The cleaner the tobacco, the better it tastes. Have a commander and see. The cleaner the tobacco, the better it tastes. And in commander, the tobacco is vacuum cleaned. Have a commander, welcome aboard.
Try new king-size Philip Morris Commanders made on a new machine, the Mark 8, that takes rich, full-flavored tobacco and gently vacuum cleans it. And the cleaner the tobacco, the better it tastes. Noticeably better.
The cleaner the tobacco, the better it tastes. And in commander, the tobacco is vacuum cleaned. Have a commander. Welcome aboard.
Item 3, 95 cents for a cheese sandwich and a cup of coffee at the Logan International Airport. That was my dinner. Item 4, 1990, plane fare to Syracuse. Item 5, $6.50 for a cab from Hancock Field to the first-floor apartment out near Sunnycrest Park, where Paul and Jerry Gerson lived.
No, I'm Paul, Mr. Dollar. Jerry isn't here.
Oh, where is he?
Well, to be honest about it, I don't know, but he said he mightn't be back tonight.
Oh, he did?
But, come in, sir.
Thank you.
From Uncle Henry's insurance company, did you say?
That's right.
Sit down, please.
All right. You and Jerry stand to collect quite a bit when your uncle dies, don't you?
We don't want it, Mr. Dollar.
Oh, you don't?
Oh, it's been tough, sir. I won't pretend it hasn't. But Jerry and I have finally earned enough to continue with our studies for the ministry. So we'd have no use for this, well, maybe it sounds a little corny, sir, but that's tainted money. The only way Uncle Henry ever got any money was by cheating people. We don't want any of it.
Oh, it's a very pretty speech, Paul.
I beg your pardon, sir?
When did Jerry leave?
Well, it was right after Mr. Fred Briscoe over in Boston phoned to say you'd be here, and that when you...
Fred told you I was coming here?
Yes, sir, and he said to please have you phone him. Oh, excuse me, sir.
Oh, great. No wonder I'm getting all this pretty talk.
Hello? Oh, yes, sir. He's right here. It's for you, Mr. Dollar.
For me?
It's Mr. Briscoe.
Oh, it is? Fred?
Johnny, it's all over.
What was the big idea of telling these kids that... What did you say?
In spite of all his locked doors and windows, Mr. Gerson is dead.
Hold the phone. All right, Paul, let's make a move.
Mr. Dollar, that gun, sir.
And maybe you better start remembering where your brother went.
Johnny?
Everything's under control, Fred.
Well, I'm not sure I know what you mean, because, you see, Mr. Gerson's death was suicide.
What?
The police are certain of it.
Well, they are they? Well, I have some other ideas.
You have?
Hi, Paul.
What? Jerry.
After getting through with the library, I decided to come back here. After all, what does this mean? This man at the phone with a gun.
Jerry.
Johnny, you have some other ideas?
Maybe so. Maybe no. So Jerry's sudden appearance knocked everything into a cocked hat. And then the boys' reaction to their uncle's death, their repeated, completely honest assertion that they wanted none of his money. Well, I ended up apologizing to him. But then item 6 is 180 for a call back to Fred.
And I tell you, there's no question about it, Johnny. The landlord woke up, smelled the gas, called the police emergency squad. They They arrived, broke down the door, and there he lay in bed, in his nightshirt, dead as a doornail.
Gas from that heater there in his bedroom?
Yeah, and the windows were still closed and locked, so it couldn't have blown out.
And all those locks on the door?
Locked. So nobody else could possibly have gotten into the room and turned on the gas. In other words, suicide.
Okay, Fred. No, wait.
Yeah?
Was anybody around there to see him after I left him?
Well, when I talked with his niece, Nancy Trimmer,
Yeah.
she told me she'd gone around to beg some money from him earlier.
She did, huh?
Said that he'd acted very strangely.
Fred.
And much to her surprise, he gave her some money, and then she left.
Then she did it.
What?
That was no suicide. She murdered him.
No, Johnny, that was long before he could have got to bed and turned on the gas. And nobody else could possibly have done it.
Any bets? Meet me at the airport. Item 7 is $26.40 for a cab, Hancock Field, plane fare, back to Boston. All because of those paperbacks that I'd seen strewn around her apartment. Fred met me at Logan International. It was shortly after dawn. And then, a few minutes later...
Come in. Just leave me get a robe on. Oh, you. Hey, wait a minute.
Here it is, Fred. Look.
Big idea coming in here like
Johnny,
that.
here's what? This mystery magazine. I saw it when I came in here before. Jack Johnstone writes for it now and then.
Johnstone?
The man who dramatizes all these cases of mine. And here's his story in it. Death by Jet.
Listen, you mind telling me what you're...
Death by jet?
Nancy here didn't know that I'm a special investigator. But my talk about her uncle's money she'd get reminded her of this story. She figured this was the answer, so why waste time?
Let me have that magazine.
Sure. Go ahead, tear it up. It's too late now.
Johnny, I'm afraid I still don't
That
understand.
story, Death by Jet, that means a gas jet.
Huh?
Another of those locked room mysteries. And it gave her the idea for killing her uncle without getting caught. Or so she thought.
You don't know what you're talking about.
But what kind of an idea?
In the basement of that dingy building where he lived. She got in there and turned off the gas line to his apartment.
Now, listen.
Then she went on upstairs to see him. When he wasn't looking, she opened the valve on that gas heater in the bedroom.
You're crazy.
And then she left and waited until he had time to get to sleep. The whole procedure is in that story.
I get it. When he was asleep, she went back to the basement.
Right. And reopened the gas line. And if we check, I think we'll find she didn't have sense enough to wipe her fingerprints off that valve down there.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's where you're wrong, because I did wipe them off. I wiped them off so clean that neither you or any... Bloody hell.
Yeah. Want to call the police, Fred? So it looks as though the boys will get the old man's fortune whether they want it or not. And his insurance. Build a lot of fine churches with money like that. Expense account total? Call it $70. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, proof that a man's best laid plans can really go awry. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Reddick, is written by Jack Johnstone, produced and directed by Bruno Zerato, Jr., musical supervision by Ethel Huber. Heard in our cast were Edgar Staley as Mr. Gerson, Terry Keane as Nancy Trimmer, Ralph Camargo as Fred Briscoe, John Thomas as Paul, Richard Holland as Jerry. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Art Hanna speaking. A great many auto accidents are caused by excess speed. You may be in a big hurry to get somewhere, but that extra 10 or 15 miles per hour that you drive will only save you a few minutes at most, and it may cost you your life.
Johnny Dollar.
Dollar. Well, thank goodness.
Thank goodness for what?
Oh, the trouble I've had getting this number of yours.
How come?
Well, I finally had to call Mr. McCracken at Universal Adjustment Bureau. I found out from him that you're there in Hartford, Connecticut.
That's right.
Well, I thought you were going to drop by and pick up your check.
Was I?
Well, of course you said you would.
Did I?
Well, of course.
Well, all right, but what's it for, and who are you?
Well, what's it for? Why,
Why, for your services in connection with that oil refinery investigation you made for us.
What oil refinery? When?
When? Well, last week.
What are you talking about, and who are you, sir?
Now, look here, Dollar. I'm Ted Beckham, Western Indemnity Company. Now, who else would be calling you regarding...
Ted Beckham?
Yes, of course.
Western Indemnity?
That's right here in Fort Worth.
Now, Mr. Beckham...
Now, I've okayed your expense account for that refinery investigation. The check is ready, and I just want to be sure that you pick it up.
Investigation?
Look, you being funny, Dollar?
There in Fort Worth?
Yes.
Texas?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Beckham...
Yes?
The only case I handled last week was right here in Hartford.
What?
The week before, I was in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Well,
the one before that, I was also here in Hartford.
Dollar?
And before that, in L.A., California.
Look, you're Johnny Dollar?
That's me.
Well, you're not.
I'm not?
Well, of course not. How stupid of me. I should have realized you weren't Johnny Dollar the minute you picked up the phone.
Now, look, Mr.
Your voice, it's not one bit like Dollar.
Now, look, will you please listen
Oh, all right, you imposter. You've succeeded in making a fool of me.
This bird's off his rocker.
But believe me, if I had time, I'd have you tracked down and arrested for impersonating them.
Me?
Yes.
Impersonating?
Yes. For impersonating Johnny Dollar. Goodbye.
Hello. Well, same to you and many of them.
CBS Radio brings you Bob Reddick in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Western Indemnity Company, to the Greater Southwest Insurance Company, and maybe to Universal Adjustment Bureau. Anyhow, the following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Who's Who matter. That wacky phone call from Texas. From a man, a company I'd never even heard of, accusing me of impersonating myself. I was about to pick up the phone again, call him back, and demand an explanation, but the phone beat me to it. Hello?
That's a pleasant sort of greeting. Pat McCracken, Johnny, Universal Adjustment Bureau.
Oh, Pat.
Did a man named Beckham reach you?
Well, he certainly did. Who is he?
All I know is that he's heading up an outfit called Western
Indemnity Company.
Yeah, that's right. It's in Fort Worth. It's one of the many new insurance outfits there in Texas, and, well, that's really just about all I know about it.
I see.
But Beckham seemed anxious to get in touch with you, so I gave him your number.
And
if you plan to go on down there, Johnny.
Well, I certainly do.
Well, fine, because I just got a call from Al Pinker at the Greater Southwest Insurance Office.
Al Pinker?
Yes, regarding an arson job there in Dallas. The Geary Brothers department store.
Go on.
So, if you can hop a plane right away and look it over before the ashes get too cold.
Oh, Pat.
But, of course, if this man Beckham has something that's going to tie you up, well, what do you think?
Don't give it a second thought, Pat. I'll handle them both.
Good.
Yeah, I'll kill two birds with one stone.
Fine.
Did I say kill?
What?
Well, I hope not. But who knows?
What?
Pat, I'll be in touch. Al Pinker in Dallas. Ted Beckham in Fort Worth. Expense account item 1, 9805 airfare. The plane set down at the Amon Carter Field in Fort Worth. It was late in the afternoon. And item 2 is $10 even for a taxi for the 19-mile drive into the city, into the Western Indemnity Building. It was brand new, very modern, very small, and located on East Lancaster Avenue. Over the protest of a pretty young blonde secretary with pale blue eyes and well, I bullied my way into Beckham's office.
Yes? Who are you?
All right, now, Mr. Beckham, let's get a few things straight.
Now, wait a minute. I asked you, young man, who are you? What do you mean, barging in this way?
My name is Dollar, Johnny Dollar.
Don't be ridiculous.
Here are my credentials, including photograph and fingerprints. Here, look them over.
Huh? Huh? Well, now, this,
Well?
Why, you are Johnny Dollar. You were Johnny Dollar.
That's right.
And your voice, the same one I talked to over the phone early this morning.
Right.
But I made that call to Hartford.
That's right.
Oh, you were in Hartford then, huh?
Yes, but I am here now, and I would like to know what this is all about.
Well, that other young man who's been working with us did a couple of investigations for us.
You better tell me about him.
Why, he said that he's Johnny Dollar.
Oh, he did, huh?
And with that unusual name, there couldn't be two Johnny Dollars.
It's not likely.
But knowing all about you and your fine work over the years, well, when he came here and offered to undertake the two investigations, and there's a third one, and he did do a good job for us, Mr. Dollar.
He did, huh?
And yet, when I got his expense account, well, that is, when I looked it over again after talking with you on the telephone, well, it kind of made me suspicious. The size of it, I mean, you see. Yeah. That expense account of his.
Well, tell me this, Mr. Beckham. Just why did you call me this morning?
Well, that was it, about the expenses for your... for his job on that refinery investigation. Now, he said he'd pick up the money here. He never had given me his address, and, well, I'd okayed the account, and the money was here waiting for him, and... but then, knowing so much about you, as I said, and contemplating the amount of his expense account...
So you tracked down my number in Hartford and called me?
Yeah.
To have me pick up the money?
Yes, and because I suddenly had a small suspicion, I mean because of the total of that expense account. Mr. Dollar...
All right, Mr. Beckham.
Oh, excuse me. Yes, Miss Carroll?
There's a Mr. Albert Pinker here to see you.
Pinker?
Send him in, Carol.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Who is Albert Pinker?
Greater Southwest Insurance Company. Al just happens to be the other reason I came all the way out here to Texas.
Johnny!
Hi, Al. Meet Ted Beckham, heads up this office.
Oh, glad to meet you, Ted.
Hi, Mr. Pinker.
Pat McCracken said you might come here first, Johnny, but listen, is whatever you're here for something that can wait?
Well, now, I'm not exactly sure.
Because if you can come on over to Dallas with me right away, this department store...
Wait a minute, the Geary Brothers department store, Mr. Pinker?
Yeah, that's right. You know about it?
Well, I certainly do. You see, we hold part of that insurance, too.
Oh?
As a matter of fact, this other Johnny Dollar, why,
This what?
Beckham, perhaps I'd better go on over there with Al.
Yes, but now, Dollar, this
Yeah, well, all right, now, just don't get yourself all lathered up. I'll check up on our little affair later.
Oh, good, but what did Ted mean about another, that is...
Well, Al, it seems that I've come here to run down two people.
Two?
That's right. Your firebug for one.
Yeah, Johnny?
And a guy named Johnny Dollar.
What?
February is observed as American Heart Month for the sobering good reason that heart diseases take more lives than any other cause of death. This month is set aside for an appeal for funds to support a growing research program, enlisting top medical and scientific minds in the battle to overcome untimely death. The results of past generosities have already been felt in hospitals and doctors' offices and in lives saved. New techniques in surgery now save countless lives daily, here and elsewhere, because you gave for experiment into the then mysterious area of heart penetration. The money you give this year may be directly instrumental in raising the annual quota of people made whole, of lives saved, of families spared tragedy. When your Heart Fund volunteer calls, be generous, for this is a moving, pressing cause. Give to help your Heart Fund. Help your heart and the hearts of those you love.
During the 30-odd mile drive from Fort Worth to Dallas, I told Al Pinker about my own little problem. About this somebody who was impersonating me. And he was highly amused, which is more than I was. And then he told me about the arson job at Geary Brothers department store, and quite frankly, it sounded like something the police and a couple of private investigators working on would have been able to solve in short order. However, I agreed to look into it for him. He got me settled at the Statler Hilton, bought me cocktails and dinner, and then left me his car. Suggested I have a good night's sleep and contact the police department first thing in the morning. Well, I could have used the sleep all right, but instead,
After he'd left, I decided to have a look-see at the remains of the department store before getting anyone else's opinion on the direct cause of the fire. It was in one of the new development areas far out on the edge of town. There was nobody about watching the place, so I proceeded to look around. It seems the building was a two-story affair. The fire had been pretty well contained on the second floor. A lot of damage had been done to the furniture section, household goods and appliances, that sort of stuff. Most of the roof was gone, and I found I had to be careful not to fall through several badly charred spots on the floor. Foolishly, I'd forgotten to bring along a flashlight. And although there was a moon, I had a problem locating the exact spot where the fire started, or rather where it was set. But as I shoved aside a piece of fallen timber that blocked my way into what was obviously a storeroom for bedding materials...
Who's there?
I did have my gun with me.
Who's there?
Oh, that was clumsy. I dove to the floor behind some kind of a box, a packing case. But all I could hear was the roar of traffic out on the highway. That is, until whoever it was...
So there you are!
But I couldn't see him. Or more important, what sort of protection he had. I only knew that if he came around a little more to my left, this packing case would be no protection for me at all.
Hey!
Then nothing. Not another sound. But because he had come around to the side, he obviously knew more about the geography of the store than I did. So unless I got out of there, found some better protection...
All right, mister, you better give up. You hear me? Because I know exactly where you are. You hear me? Stand up with your hands up over your head where I can see you against the light. You hear me, mister? What are you, dumps?
To my right, clearly outlined against the sky, was something, another packing case maybe, that was bigger, heavier than the one that now gave me a scant protection. If I could feel my way over to it...
You hear me? You're coming out of there?
You hear those sirens?
Yeah, I hear them.
Well, okay, then.
So I'm pushing this little steel desk in front of me, and I'm coming over there to get you.
I made a dash across the floor, but I forgot about the rotten, burned-out flooring that... Oh, no! When I came to, it could only have been seconds later, I found myself lying painfully on the concrete level below the hole in the burned-out flooring above. My gun was gone, and so was everything else that I'd had in my pockets. I tried to get to my feet, but I couldn't quite make it. And it wouldn't have done me any good if I had.
Here he is, right over here. Put your light on him, Mackenzie.
Right you are. There.
Yeah, just to make sure he don't start shooting again.
Oh, now listen to me.
Yeah.
Have a commander, welcome aboard. Have a commander, welcome aboard. The cleaner the tobacco, the better it tastes. Have a commander and see. The cleaner the tobacco, the better it tastes. And in commander, the tobacco is vacuum cleaned. Have a commander, welcome aboard.
Try new king-size Philip Morris Commanders made on a new machine, the Mark 8, that takes rich, full-flavored tobacco and gently vacuum cleans it. And the cleaner the tobacco, the better it tastes. Noticeably better.
The cleaner the tobacco, the better it tastes. And in commander, the tobacco is vacuum cleaned. Have a commander. Welcome aboard.
This time when I came to, it was on a cot in a small bare room at police headquarters. It was morning. A patrolman sat with his chair cocked across the narrow doorway. I played possum for a while to get my strength and senses back. But then, a few minutes later, when he saw me move a bit...
Sergeant, looks like he's come to.
Okay, Mackenzie. Fallon just brought in the stuff we missed last night. His gun, the papers that were lying around him. Go take a look at them. Let me know what you find.
Yes, sir, I'll take a look.
All right now, mister. What were you doing out there at the Geary store last night?
Now, listen to me.
A little looting, maybe?
Listen to me, will you?
Sure, I'll listen.
I'm a special investigator.
Oh, sure. Just like all the rest of the crooks we've had to keep chasing away from that place.
No, now listen, Sergeant.
Only investigator we got any use for is that young fella from the insurance company that found the clue last night to pin that arson job on Jerry Springer.
You mean you found out?
Yep. Springer. Professional torchman from up north.
Now, look.
Now, I hate to admit it, but it was this young investigator found it out for us. So what happened? Just when he's about to come in and report to us, you sneak up on him and try to blow his head off.
What's the name of that investigator?
Well, not that it's going to make any difference to you by the time we get through with you, mister, but his name is Johnny Dollar.
Sergeant! Hey, Sergeant!
What's the matter, Mac?
This stuff we missed out there in the dark last night?
Well, what about it?
Somebody pulled them out of this man's pockets.
Pulled what out?
Look here, these credentials. Picture of them and everything.
Huh?
Sure. This man's Johnny Dollar.
Dollar?
That's right.
But that other man, he told us he was Johnny Dollar. We had no reason.
So maybe if he took you in, as well as the insurance company...
Well, Mr. Dollar...
Maybe I had better run him down for you. Yeah, and for me, too. Something I'd learned the day before gave me a pretty good idea where I might find my impersonator. But only if I got there fast, about the time the insurance office back in Fort Worth opened up. In the car I'd borrowed from Al Pinker, I made the 34 miles in 34 minutes. The front door of Western Indemnity was locked, but slipping a latch on it turned out to be a cinch. The door of an insurance company yet. I parked myself in the chair of the receptionist who had brushed me off the previous afternoon. And then I noticed the envelope, there on the desk, addressed to Johnny Dollar. Inside of it was a check for expenses on a job that I had never done. I tucked it back into the envelope, and then...
We'd been wondering where you were and when you were coming in. Oh, there now. As soon as I turn on the lights, we'll be ready for business. There. You're awfully early, though. Are you going to wait and talk to Mr. Beckham when you...
That's right.
Now, you listen here, Mr. Whatever your name is. How did you get in here? And Mr. Beckham isn't here yet, but when he comes in and finds out that you... Oh, here, Mr. Dollar, here's your check.
That's fine, thank you. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Dollar, did you say? Your name is Dollar?
That's right.
Yes, Mr. Whoever you are, this is Johnny Dollar, the famous investigator.
Oh, he is?
And if you think you'll get away with breaking into this office...
Johnny Dollar, huh?
Now, listen, buddy.
You should have taken a better look at me last night.
What?
You mean...
Yeah, I mean...
You mean that you... Carol, thanks for the check. I gotta go.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh, don't I?
No, that gun.
That's right. Now, get over there beside him, Carol.
What?
Okay, now. Now, listen to me. And don't try any tricks, Dollar.
Dollar?
Are you forgetting the police know who I am now, know who you aren't?
He called you Dollar.
The police? Over there in Dallas?
Do you think they'll waste any time telling the department here in Fort Worth?
By the time those cops get the word, I'll be far, far away. Now,
Will
listen.
somebody please tell me what's going on
You
here?
made a big mistake in leaving my credentials here beside me last night.
So I made a mistake, because the cops were coming. But I'm not making any this time. Now, listen to
Do you
me.
mind telling me why you decided to pose as me?
Please, somebody explain.
How long you thought you'd get away with it?
Dollar.
And I suppose you solved a couple of cases for this company, got yourself in good with them, because you planned the crimes, whatever they were.
Okay,
Maybe
Dollar.
even pulled them off yourself.
Okay. You're stalling for time, but it's no good.
And tell me this.
Quiet, both of you. Now, both of you walk into that coat closet there beside you.
You lock us into that...
Now, listen, mister.
Go ahead, or Dollar, so help me out. Pull this trigger. Go on.
Look.
Yeah, look behind you.
Now, don't try that old gag.
Oh, my goodness, what's going on? What's going on in
This,
here?
Mr. Beckham.
Why, Mr. Dollar, you found him.
Yeah, Mr. Beckham. I found him.
Will somebody please tell me what this is all about?
And the next time somebody barges in and identifies himself as me...
Oh, but I tried to tell you, Mr. Dollar. I tried to tell you yesterday.
You tried to tell me what?
Well, I suspected this man from the minute I got his expense account on those jobs he presumably did for us. Why, that was one of the reasons for calling you in Hartford.
What do you mean, Mr. Beckham?
Well, knowing all about you, in spite of never having met you, and then seeing the amount of his expense account.
And it in a pretty heavy one, huh?
Well, that's just the point. No.
What's that?
Well, it was so small. I just knew that he couldn't really be you.
Okay, then, Mr. Beckham. On the strength of that last remark, I will not expect you to question this. Expense account total, including hotel, transportation back to Hartford, and all the incidentals I could possibly cook up, $306.25. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a fireman. The dangerous kind. That carefully sets fires instead of putting them out. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Reddick, is written by Jack Johnstone. Produced by Bruno Zerato Jr. Directed by Ed Oates. Musical supervision by Ethel Huber. Heard in our cast were Ian Martin as Ted Beckham, Phil Sterling as Al Pinker, Lawson Zerby played Pat McCracken. Bill Lipton was the police officer, Rosemary Rice was Carol, Roger DeCoben was the sergeant, Leon Janney was the man. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Art Hanna speaking. How many times do you drive along the highway at a pretty fast clip and come upon a policeman at the side of the road writing out a ticket for some unfortunate traffic law violator? What happens? Almost automatically, you slow down to a sensible speed and pay more attention to driving safely. Nobody likes to get a traffic summons, but it's only by even stricter law enforcement that we're ever going to cut down on the shocking and shameful death and accident rate on our highways. That's why we should all get behind local and state safety programs and support any measures that will make driving a pleasure instead of a risk. A proper safety program includes not only more rigid enforcement of traffic laws and stiffer penalties for violating them, but also better public education on safer, saner driving habits and the elimination of dangerous stretches of highway. The surest way to cut down on accidents, though, is for all of us, motorists and pedestrians alike, to be more careful and more sensible about how we drive and walk.
Hello?
Oh, Johnny Dollar.
Johnny, listen, Johnny.
Oh, hold it.
What?
Now, let me switch on its bed lamp.
No, listen, Johnny. Oh, are you there?
Oh, there we are.
Hello?
Yeah.
Listen, this is Terry Holmes, you know, Star Mutual Insurance.
What, at this hour?
Listen, will you? I'm at a party, or what was a party. I want you to come over here right away.
Oh, thanks, Terry, but I just had one.
No, you don't understand,
I
Johnny.
understand that unless I get some sleep, I'm going to feel mighty lousy in the morning.
Johnny, this is business.
At 2 a.m.?
Yes, put on some clothes and get over here right away.
Get over where?
The Chadwick residence, Mr. and Mrs. Bruno Chadwick, out here on Weathersfield Avenue. You know, out a ways beyond Coat Park.
Chadwick?
Yes.
That great big mansion, that...
Yes, that's the one. The big colonial job that sits back from the street about a quarter of a... Well, you know where it is, so come on.
Well, who got murdered?
Nobody, but the
company will probably murder me if we have to pay off all the claims on this
Well,
one.
now, what kind of claims? On what, Terry?
On the biggest jewel robbery that has ever been pulled in this town. Happened just 4, 5, 6 minutes ago.
Have you called the police?
Yes, we've called the police. Now get out of here, will you? Johnny.
All right, Terry, all right. Right away.
The CBS Radio Network brings you Bob Reddick in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Star Mutual Insurance Company, Home Office, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the touch-up matter. Expense account item 1, lack of sleep. I hauled myself out of bed, got dressed in a hurry, and then used my own car to drive to the Bruno Chadwick south of town, just off Weathersfield Avenue. Mansion is right. The big old home is one of the local show places. Must have 35 or 40 rooms. It is just as good as the day it was built. Instead of the butler, Terry Holmes let me in the front door. He led me across the marble floor of the entrance hall and then into a huge mahogany-paneled library.
Okay, now sit down, Johnny, and let me tell you what's happened.
All right. Only hadn't I better check in with the police? Who's in charge?
Lieutenant Barney McQuaid. But now listen.
Now, where are they?
In the music room with the Chadwicks and all their guests. But I can tell you what's happened in half the time it would take you to get it out there with all those excited, chattering females all trying to talk at once. You should hear them, yakety, yakety, yakety.
So what females, Terry?
This party's the Chadwicks' 40th wedding anniversary. The guest list, and I don't know how I ever happened to be on it. Well, the guests include most of the ritziest, wealthiest people in Hartford. Real big money. Mr. and Mrs. Lloyd Augustus Brownfield, for instance.
Oh, the stock market millions?
Yes, and the Fritz Melchiors, the Lawrence Comstocks, Kenneth Gordon Hodge, that old dowager Marianne Hooper, half a dozen more. Just think of money and you've got the whole list. Except for Mr. Thompson B. Thompson.
Who's he?
Who knows? He barged in early this evening, just about the time the festivities were getting underway. Said he was up from New York and staying at the Pearson Motor Court. You know, the other side of town?
Yeah, I know the place.
Okay. Said he wanted to talk over a business deal with old man Chadwick. Apologized for not having made a date with him. And when he saw there was a party in progress, he apologized again and said he'd come back another time. But Mrs. Chadwick took one look at him, and believe me, Johnny, this was the polished gentleman of, well, if there ever was one. And good looking, too.
Yeah.
Well, she talked with him a minute or so and then insisted he join the party. So he did. What's more, he was the life of the party. And that's why it lasted so late. Tall, young, handsome, charming. All those wealthy old biddies practically fought each other for a chance to talk with him, sit next to him. And all the while, Johnny, that stinker was carefully casing the hundreds of thousands in jewelry they were loaded with.
So how did he pull it off, Terry?
We were all sitting around in the music room trying to keep politely awake while Mrs. Jackson Lee Kenworthy Price, squawked out the 10th or 15th encore in that crow-like voice of hers. Believe me, Johnny, it was murder.
Well, onward and upward with the arts.
Oh, sure. Anyhow, while everybody was quietly shuddering over an impromptu cadenza she was thoroughly mangling somewhere in the middle of Our Sweet Mystery of Life, I think it was. I wouldn't swear to it.
Yeah.
Suddenly, the lights went out.
Go on.
Well, for about 3 seconds, there was some blessed silence for a change. And then old lady Chadwick let out a shriek that was even worse than Mrs. Price's singing and started hollering about her diamond necklace. Then Marianne Hooper yelled something about her emerald pendant. Then 3 or 4 of the others all practically on top of each other. By the time old Chadwick got the lights back on again, that charming, lovable Mr. Thompson B. Thompson was gone. And with him, nearly $2 million in jewelry.
The police been able to find out anything about this, Thompson?
Well, not very much. Not yet.
What?
How are you, Johnny?
Well, hi, Lieutenant.
Boy, you should hear them in there, Johnny. Holy smoke, they sound like a yard full of chickens with an army of hawks descending on them.
That's pretty good, Lieutenant.
So I thought I'd hole up in here until one of the boys I sent over to that motel checks back with me.
The motel where this Thompson B. Thompson claimed he was staying?
Yeah, that's right.
Didn't you phone the place?
Yes, and the manager told me that he's registered all right and drives the same kind of a car he used to come over here.
I see New York, Nesson?
No, that's just the point. Connecticut plates. Maybe that's Conroy now.
Mind if I listen in?
Be my guest. McQuaid.
Conroy, Lieutenant.
Yes, Conroy?
Those plates.
Yeah?
The manager here gave me the number on them.
Yeah?
I checked them with headquarters, Lieutenant. They're on the stolen car list.
I see. Then there's no point in your staying there at the motel.
No, sir. I guess he's far away, but... Hey, hold everything, Lieutenant.
Yes? Hello, Conroy.
Listen, car just came in the driveway. Looks like his, maybe.
Yes?
Yeah, it's pulling up in front of number 7. That's Thompson's room.
Okay, now, as soon as he gets inside, go out and check that license. Call me back. Don't try to apprehend him.
Right, sir.
Call me back. Well, this may not be so tough at that.
Wonderful. Sounds like a cinch.
Sure.
And yet if he was clever enough to crack this party the way he did. Lieutenant, did the people inside there give you a pretty good description of him?
Description? Better than that. Look at this. A snapshot of him.
Good. How'd you happen to get this?
Hey, I remember. Right after dinner, Mr. Chadwick took a lot of these pictures with one of those self-developing cameras.
Yeah, that's right.
He was snapping everybody, handing them out right and left.
Thompson didn't object to having his picture taken?
No, jumped at the chance.
Funny.
Now, if Conroy calls back and says that... There we go, Johnny.
I'll listen over your shoulder again.
McQuaid.
Conroy again, Lieutenant. That's Thompson's car, all right. I mean, the one he stole.
All right, now, Conroy.
And it's Thompson. Went inside the motel room. Looks just like that picture you got. He's in there now.
Okay. Don't disturb him.
What do you mean?
I mean, don't disturb him. Unless he tries to make a break for it. Then stop him any way you have to.
Yes.
I'll be right over. Okay, Johnny. Want to be in on an easy kill?
Easy kill, huh?
Absolutely.
Any bets? The lieutenant, one of his men, and I hopped into a prowl car and tore on over to the Pearson Motor Court, going into the driveway as quietly as possible, with the lights off. Conroy was there. He was waiting, and he led us over to in front of unit number 7.
You're sure he's still in there, Conroy?
Yes, sir. I see. There's a stolen car. Still there. Oh, hi, Chris.
Hi. Look, Lieutenant, you can see him moving around inside. I mean, his shadow against the shade. Maybe packing up for a fast getaway.
All right, now, I'll take the door. Conroy, you cover me on this side. Chris, you and Mr. Dollar... What am I talking about? Listen, Johnny, you have no business being in on this. If Thompson gets rough, if he's armed...
So what? Go ahead, start pounding on the door.
It'll be on your own responsibility.
So I'm a very responsible guy. Now go ahead with him.
Okay. Now be careful. You too, Chris. Thompson? Come on, Thompson. We know you're in there. Open up. This is the police, Thompson. You open this door or do we shoot our way in? Well? Boys, hit the door.
Okay, Lieutenant.
All right, Thompson, come on. Now, what the devil?
Well, Lieutenant, it looks though a bird has flown the coop.
Shadow I saw from the outside.
Here, Chris. On top of this lamp. This little pinwheel affair.
Yes, you're right, Johnny.
Heat from the lamp makes it turn, cause the moving shadow that we saw there on the window shade.
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
Well, here's how he got out, Lieutenant. With this open window back here.
Yes, for once, you're right, Conroy. Question is, when?
Well, now, what do you know?
Maybe I better go out and keep an eye on his car, Lieutenant.
Yeah, do that, Chris. Well, Conroy, thanks to your stupidity.
Oh, now, Lieutenant.
Okay, I'll have to admit you couldn't watch both sides of this place at once. Anyhow, our friend Thompson is safely away with 4 necklaces, 1 emerald pendant.
1 bracelet, 1 brooch, Lieutenant.
Yes, that's exactly what... Dollar. Johnny, where'd you get those?
Lying here on the floor under the table. Anything missing?
3, the pendant. Did you know the emerald in this thing is worth nearly $500,000, Johnny?
I can believe it.
And this.
son of a gun. It's all here.
You know why, Lieutenant? Because he must have somehow found out that I was outside, keeping an eye on him. So what happens? He knows he can't get away with it, so he drops the loot and he makes a break.
I hate to admit it, Conroy, but you're probably right. For once, your stupidity paid off.
Oh, Lieutenant, what do you mean, my stupidity?
Well, possibly what the lieutenant means is the way you parked your police car right there at the side of the driveway where Thompson couldn't but see it when he drove here.
Oh, well...
Don't bother with excuses, Conroy. There are none for a boner like that.
Yes, sir.
Well, shall we get this stuff back to the owners? The wealthy old ladies were tickled pink to get their expensive baubles back. And a look of relief on Terry Holmes' face was really something to behold. He'd been quietly sitting alone in the library, adding up the $2 million odd he thought his company would have to pay out. But there was nothing quiet about the music room.
Yes, well, thank you, ladies, thank you. But now the boys and I had better...
You're wonderful, Mr. Dollar. I just don't know how you did it.
Oh, I just knew when Mr. Holmes said he was bringing you into the case. I just knew you'd get our things back.
Well, now, look, Miss Chadwick, the real credit for this should go...
Yes, sir. I just told the lieutenant, Mr. Dollar, we're certainly proud of you.
Well, now, Mr. Chadwick,
If there's anything I can do for you any old time, just you ask for it, my boy.
And you did it all so quickly. It's just wonderful.
Well, now, you sure they're all here, Mrs. Chadwick? No stones missing, anything like that?
We've checked them, every single one.
Well, good.
You're just wonderful, Mr. Dollar.
Well, I wish you ladies would thank the lieutenant if he and his men hadn't got there so quickly.
Oh, now you're too modest, Mr. Dollar.
No. It's a fact. Just because I happened to see the jewelry lying there for... Well, you tell them how it happened, Lieutenant.
Well, the boys and I had better get back to headquarters, folks.
Oh, but not before you tell us all the details.
Oh, yes, please, Lieutenant. Tell us just exactly.
Well, now, please.
Oh,
All right.
Wow.
Come in, sit down. I was just about to go out and rescue you, Johnny.
Oh, Terry, you still here?
Yeah, I kind of thought you'd get your fill of that yakety-yak out there. Want the butler to fix you a drink? Just push that little pink button on the desk.
You're real happy now, aren't you, Terry?
Why not? Look at the money the company won't have to pay out now. Order a drink. Hey, call the lieutenant in for one. Lord knows he deserves it.
He'll need more than a drink when he gets time to realize the big part of his job is still to be done.
Now, what do you mean by that?
I mean running down this Thompson character.
Who cares about him now that the stuff is back?
I do, for one. And you know something? I got a couple of ideas.
Oh? Like what?
Well, take that picture of him. Beg your pardon. This picture. I forgot to give it back to the lieutenant.
Looks exactly like him, Johnny. Tall, slim, kind of ramrod. I mean that straight sort of military bearing, slick black hair, neatly trimmed mustache. That's the guy.
Almost pretty, though, isn't he? Almost like he used makeup to look younger than he really is.
Why not? Didn't those old biddies out there really flip over him?
And he didn't mind having his picture taken. Why?
Don't ask me.
And why did he tell everybody where he was staying? He certainly knew he was going to pull this job.
Hey, you're right.
And another thing, too.
What's that, Johnny?
Where was he between the time he left here and when he finally arrived at the motel? That policeman, Conroy, had plenty of time to get there before Thompson did. What's more, he didn't hesitate to calmly walk into his room in spite of a prowl car parked outside. And why did he go back to the motel at all?
Yeah, that is kind of funny.
Sure it is, and it all adds up to one big, fat, powerful hunch.
Hooray, so what are you going to do, Johnny?
Well, first of all, since your company has it all so nicely insured, I'm going to borrow that jewelry.
Huh?
Just until sometime tomorrow morning, Terry. I don't think anything will happen to it.
Well, it better not.
Go on in there and pry it loose from all those gabby old ladies for me, will you? Go on, Terry. Now, what's the matter?
Okay, whatever you say, Johnny, but I sure hope you know what you're doing.
Yeah? So do I. At 9:30 the next morning, I dropped in at the small store of a jeweler by the name of Caldwell. His eyes almost bugged out of his head when I casually laid the pile of trinkets on the counter and asked for an appraisal. But when he put a loop in his eye and started to examine them really carefully...
No, I can't believe it. Amazing. So beautiful. But I can't believe it, Mr. Dollar.
You can't believe what?
Paste imitations, but the most magnificent imitations I ever saw.
To gain time.
And the setting's the work of an artist.
Sure, to gain time.
What's it?
He knew that nobody would ever question these until they were sent in to be cleaned. Whatever that might be.
Well, I don't understand, sir.
So he'd have all the time he needed to leave town quietly without any excitement or any suspicion.
Mr. Dollar...
This which might not be realized for months.
Well, I'm afraid I don't understand. Huh? Good morning, Lieutenant.
Miss Caldwell, Dollar, I've been looking all over for you.
Yes, and knowing I had the jewels with me, started looking in all the jewelry stores.
That's right.
Well, I hope not too many of them.
What?
Here, would you like to return these to the owners now?
Sure, only
Except for Mrs. Chadwick's. I'll take her necklace back myself. I'll see you, Lieutenant.
Well, now, wait a second,
I'm
Johnny.
sorry, but I don't think I'd better waste any
Johnny,
time. No. Oh, Mr. Caldwell, maybe you'd better tell him about those jewels.
I certainly shall.
Huh? Now, Johnny!
You know, from that moment on, things slipped so neat into place I could hardly believe it. First, of course, I returned the necklace to Mrs. Chadwick, without telling her, not yet, that her stuff was only paste.
And I only wish there was something I could do to show my gratitude.
Well, there is, Mrs. Chadwick.
Well, what's that, Mr. Dollar?
Well, I'd like to borrow that camera that makes the pictures right after you snap them.
Why, of course.
Also, I'd like to know where you have this fine jewelry cleaned when you do.
Oh, at Richter's, that big place on High Street. We wouldn't think of taking them anywhere else.
We?
Oh, yes, all the ladies you met last night.
Oh, thank you very much.
What?
At the big jewelry house on High Street, I showed my credentials to Mr. Richter himself and told him what it was all about. He was a bit shook up for a moment, and then he led me into a large, well-lighted shop at the rear. 18 or 20 highly skilled craftsmen were bent over individual tables, covered with little lathes and grinding wheels and lots of equipment that I'd never seen before. They were creating, or cleaning and repairing, various pieces of fine jewelry, or drawing designs for pieces yet to be made. Richter told the men to pay no attention to me as I walked among them, taking pictures, supposedly a magazine article. And finally, we stopped at the bench of a lean, rather bald man of middle age, who was hunched over a vise where he was mounting a huge ruby in a ring.
And this is Ernest, very new with us, but one of our finest stone setters. Designs and makes all the mountings himself.
Ernest?
Don't let us interrupt your work, Ernest.
Oh, thank you, sir.
We're going to miss you, though, when you leave for that job in Philadelphia, is it?
Yes, sir. But I'll be here another week or so, Mr. Richter.
Oh, yes, that's right.
I think I'd like your pictures standing up, Ernest.
Standing, sir?
Yes, if you don't mind. Do you?
Why, no, of course not, sir.
Right next to Mr. Richter, please. And stand up straight, huh?
I'm afraid that bending over my work all these years...
Oh, come on, stand up straight, like this.
I beg your pardon.
Good, that'll do it.
Mr. Richter, might I ask what this is all about?
Now, we'll give this about a minute.
I'm afraid I don't understand,
Well,
sir.
don't worry, Ernest, you will. Now, Mr. Richter,
Yes?
as soon as this picture develops, if one of your artists will do a little retouching for me.
Well, of course, Mr. Dollar.
What? Mr. Dollar?
That's right, Johnny Dollar.
The investigator.
Yes.
Retouching, you said?
To put a sort of wig on this picture of your slick black hair and a trim little mustache, maybe a dark suit.
I see.
Yeah, I kind of think it'll match the other one, the one that Mr. Chadwick took of you at his party last night, don't you, Ernest? Or is it Thompson B. Thompson?
Why, Ernest, what's the matter? You don't look well.
Mr. Dollar knows why.
Real clever, wasn't it, huh? Get all that priceless jewelry in here for cleaning and make those perfect copies, and then in your makeup and dark suit, you stole the real ones last night, left the phonies behind, and really threw the police off the track. And let's get this picture out of here so we can prove the disguise that you used.
No, it won't be necessary, Mr. Dollar.
Oh?
As they say in the movies, I'll go along quietly.
The gems he'd stolen, we picked them up at his apartment, and then took them along to police headquarters. It's funny, Lieutenant McQuaid even forgot to bawl me out for having kept that first picture of Ernest. Expense account total? What expense account? But believe me, I want a nice fee on this one. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
For next week, what might have been a pleasant trip across the country, if it weren't for a killer gunning for me. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Reddick, is written by Jack Johnstone, produced and directed by Bruno Zerato, Jr., musical supervision by Ethel Huber. Heard in our cast in order of their appearance were Jim Stevens, Carl Frank, Lawson Zerby, Bill Lipton, Elspeth Eric, Gene Gillespie, Guy Repp, Raymond Edward Johnson, Louis Van Ruten, and Bob Dryden. Be sure to join us next week, same time, same station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Wally King speaking.